Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Live Streams with Famous Friends, episode number 18. Man, is this going to be a hoot. Greetings, world. My name is Jason McNamara, and sitting over here is a very dear friend of mine who I've known since she was about like 5 or 6 years old. Please welcome McShay. How you going, McShay?
Hello, how we doing?
You're a bit excited about this one, aren't you?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
So my usual co-host, David Birch, who does the show with me, has gone back to work in New Zealand. New Zealand has reopened to small capacities, and they're actually doing extremely well with the way they're handling the problem, as we like to call it on the show. And Mackenzie is stepping in. Oh, I said the real name. I should just say McShay. Anyway, yes, I've known this girl for too long, so that's why I did that. But she's stepping in to do the show with us, and we are going to have the drummer, backing vocalist, madman extraordinaire from your favorite band on the show today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So what's the story with your love of HAMESTORM? What's the deal here?
Well, I was actually introduced to them by my dad when I was like 14 years old. And I don't know, I just really vibed the music, and it's just, yeah, it's gone from there. They've been like a massive inspiration. Just Lizzie's voice is incredible.
Yes, well, you are a pretty damn good singer yourself, so
I try.
Let's not sell you short. All right, well, look, let's jump in. Is he ready? Are you ready? I'm waiting for we can't hear you yet. I can see you in the background, but the audience can't see you yet. I just needed a thumbs up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, here comes the maddest man in rock and roll, and God, I love this dude because he's just awesome. In a very interesting bit of attire, please welcome Arejay Hale.
Hey, what's happening, all you beachgoers out there? How's the sun? Yeah.
Oh, you mad
Woo!
man.
It's just you know what? Here's the thing. We're all stuck at home. So up here in my brain, I'm in Hawaii, okay? So who else is in Hawaii today?
Oh, I wish I was in Hawaii.
Me too. That's why I'm there in my brain, baby.
Oh, you mad man.
Everybody just hanging 10 and enjoying the sun and the beach and the cool breeze. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Indeed it is.
All right, back to reality. Here we go. Okay, that was
go.
fun while it lasted, but unfortunately, we're still just here stuck at home. But you know
Indeed
what?
We are.
Thank God we have technology and we're able to hang out with our friends. So it's so good to see you guys.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing, as you could tell, I'm doing okay. I'm not really losing my mind, but I just had to applaud you guys right now because it's so great to be here with you. There we go.
Champion effort.
I still have my sound effects board left over from the podcast.
From your podcast. So tell people about your podcast while I get something organized on my computer here.
I'm so glad that you asked that. The podcast is called, this camera's backwards. Stop, Drop, and Talk.
We can see it the right way around here.
What's that?
It's we can read it the right way around for us, so don't worry.
Good. Yeah, I know the
about.
camera's back with me. And let me try that again. The podcast is called Stop, Drop, and Talk. Hey!
What does the podcast have to say? What does the poster have to say
What
about
do you have
this?
to say? Oh, no.
We both went to do a voiceover.
The poster isn't saying shit, you know,
Exactly.
but we're allowed to swear on here, right?
Of course we are.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is adult entertainment, isn't it?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, Chase, for having me on the show, and thanks for asking. You know what? In this time where we're kind of dependent on playing shows live, and right now we kind of can't. Well, for obvious reasons, we're finding other ways that we can entertain people and finding hidden talents that we didn't know that we had. My other two co-hosts on the show, Eva Steele and B-Rock, like the two of them are extremely talented, but none of us have ever had experience hosting something, you know, and I'm sure that you can speak for us when, you know, it's a lot harder than it looks, you know.
It is a little bit, yes.
But for some reason, we all have a great chemistry. Eva, I just met not like about a week ago. My friend
Wow.
B-Rock brought us together, And he was like, oh my God, I need you two on this show that we're putting together. And we just jumped right in, and the three of us started creating it like within a week, because I think that we all work better under pressure. And also, you know, I mean, we just felt the pressure to provide some sort of entertainment, some sort of outlet for a lot of people who we kind of feel were, if our sense of the world is in line with everybody else, we were all kind of starting to get to that point of like, okay, now we're kind of starting to feel stir crazy. At first it was nice because like my situation is different than most people because I'm constantly in a different zip code every day, constantly in a different country, airport, hotel, tour bus, airport.
I thought you
hotel.
meant mentally then. That's why I laughed.
Like Hawaii, baby. You know, no, I'm literally in a different place every day. So for like the first like month, it was like, oh, this is so nice being able to spend as much time at home. But I was really starting to get the itch of like, I was really like, it wasn't so much that I was missing playing drums. Like I'm actually kind of like enjoying my body taking a break from that because that's very physically grueling. But this is like a total mental exercise, like doing things, utilizing the technology that we have to still provide a way to engage with people. Because that's the part that I miss the most is hanging out with the people at the show, because they're the coolest people you'll ever meet, you know. And now we're really starting to feel that. It's like, I miss interacting with people. So this is another way to do it, Stop, drop, and talk. So
nice.
Yeah.
Now
Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, yes, of course. On Facebook,
gotta do
right?
the plug. Sorry, but thank you so much for letting me plug it on your show.
Oh, dude, it's cool. I watched about 20 minutes of it the other day and got a little bit busy doing some other stuff, but like it was just
that's
fire.
Oh yeah.
It's a way. It's something you can put on in the background while you're busy doing other stuff, and then occasionally you'll just be like, what was that?
Yeah. I kind of got that a few times. I was like, wow, man, they're just going for it on this show.
It's really fun. I have to say, like, I love, I am a big fan of a lot of podcasts, so I'm really stoked to like be able to jump into that world,
And it's a good thing. Nothing bad about that at all.
And
you watched a bit of it, didn't you, Mac?
And
the
world,
yeah.
the world of comedy is a world that kind of started landing itself at my doorstep. I never wanted to pursue a career doing anything comedic or whatever, but a friend of mine urged me to get on stage during an open mic night and do like 5 minutes of stand-up, and it was really fun. It was like, wow, this is like really, really cool, and ever since then, now I've been just getting a lot of people hitting me up, yourself included, to be like, hey, we need someone to do something silly, like go. So it's been fun. Yeah.
And we certainly succeeded at doing that with our Hammer to Fall video, which go on.
That was what started it all, I think.
Really? That was the one that got you going?
Well, that was the first project that I did outside of just writing music, That's what I've been doing every single day, which I'm very grateful for the fact that I don't have I have an unusual job where I get to be creative, and that's just from years and years and years of busting our asses, and now we're at this place that we can. But my, what I worry about is newer bands that don't quite have the establishment that we do, where we can take this much time off, and also we lucked out because this isn't a touring year for us. We're supposed to be writing right now, so like we aren't really being affected as much as a lot of other bands I know that have tours being canceled and postponed, and they're stuck, and they just released a record and they can't support it, and that's detrimental. That it's so vital to a band to tour on a record in order for it to succeed, and I've seen it with a lot of newer bands that don't quite have the name out there. But I think we talked about this once before, last time we talked on the phone. When all this is over, everybody's going to want to go out to a show, Everybody's going to want to go out and see some live entertainment, and we're all going to want to, because we're social creatures, we as humans, and we can all go see We As Humans, which is a band, I think, right? I don't know. I think so. Whatever. I digress. We love the social. I mean, there's no way you can replace the energy and the magic and the amazing experience of going to a live show. So that I'm confident will we'll come back with a vengeance. You know?
And as Rachie Penny says right here we go. Once the pandemic is over, can you tour again? We miss you.
That is a big yeah. That's definitely happening.
I'm going to be doing 2 absolutely crazy cool things on this show. So I have a request. So we're doing something very, very special today.
Oh, special. Like that.
I'm going to request you all out there who are watching currently that if you are a fan of RJ's and if you are a fan of Hailstorms, which is why you're here, I'm just hitting enter right now, and I've posted a link to where this show actually is being hosted on Facebook.
And where is the link? Is it down there? Is it there?
Well, it's somewhere around there because
it's somewhere around there. It's definitely down. It's definitely down there.
A cryptic question.
It's right there next to my pants. Which I could be wearing no pants. You would never know. Nobody would know.
Yeah, thankfully. But anyway,
that's the magic of the world that we live in with the media, is that we don't have to wear pants at work. Isn't it great? Right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Give it up for not wearing pants. Yeah.
Woo-hoo! I wish I had some pants to throw in the air right now, except the ones I'm wearing, and nobody wants to see that. They might want to see you without pants.
Yeah, no pants. Woo! Yay! No pants. Yay!
So from the link I've just posted, please start a watch party on Facebook and let's get more eyes on this, because I've got 2 exclusive things we're going to do on the show today. One is, if you've seen the Hammer to Fall video that RJ and I did together with the bunch of other famous friends, we are going to be playing today for the very first time ever, and it's going to be, I've already scheduled it to go live 2 hours from now on my YouTube channel. It's going to be up on Instagram. It'll be up on Facebook. The edit of RJ from start to finish doing the entire performance of his drum part on the rubbish bins of Hammer to Fall.
Oh, damn it. You weren't supposed to use that.
Yes, I was. You know I was.
You know what? I had a feeling when I sent you all the footage, like, here, just edit out whatever you want, use whatever you want. I had a feeling that you were going to just like, this is definitely going to bubble up at some point.
It is too funny. It cannot remain hidden. It's too funny to stay still. The second thing we're going to do, which is absolutely
hey, guess what?
huge.
Look, I'm watching us right now on my phone.
Nice. I've got us on,
there's no delay,
on other
right?
computers and stuff.
Whoa! Well, there's a little bit of a delay, but
Yeah, there's a huge delay. It's about 20 seconds worth of delay.
I have to ask you, where are you reading these questions? Are they on the comments here?
So they're coming through on the original link on my Facebook page, and they're also coming through on the YouTube channel of mine as well.
You know what? Right now, I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out, so that way they can watch along.
There you go. Anybody who's watching, tweet it out, share it on Facebook, put it wherever the hell you can.
Sorry.
And so the second thing we're going to do is we're going to actually allow you guys, the viewers, to come on to the show here with your webcam and talk to that crazy man right there and ask those burning questions you've been dying to ask. But just remember, I have control over the show. So if you mess with us and you start getting rude or disrespectful, you're gone.
Bye-bye.
He doesn't mess around.
Do that.
Well, I may get disrespectful. I just have to say that I think the most important thing we can do during this pandemic is to stay hydrated. And so I've been drinking a lot of fluids, and I'm going to drink some more fluids tonight just to make sure that I'm on the top of my health. I'm going to get my fill of antioxidants tonight. It's gonna be happy Hawaii, everybody.
Well, it's 9:15 in the morning here in Tokyo, so cheers.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Jason.
Of course it is. And of course, during the pandemic, nobody really cares about that. Now, here's a cool one. I like this comment from ZD.
Time doesn't matter.
Who says RJ is a trash drummer? I love that. That's a Hammer to Fall gag.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I have been known as that guy's trash.
Oh, come on. So, fans out there, let's populate this thing. Let's get this thing blowing up, because you're going to get a chance. Your friends who want to speak to this guy are going to get an ability to get onto the show here. We'll have an extra window. We'll pop you up, and you can come and ask him.
I know, like I was saying, like I haven't been able to interact with fans except, besides, it just like using the social media. That's about it.
Yep.
So thank God we have it. If the internet went down, we'd be fucked.
It truly would.
A national internet breakdown. Oh my God, that would be
international.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
I think society would explode.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into.
Feels like Walking Dead. Like there isn't going to be a zombie virus or anything, right?
Well, actually, I've seen a few
Well-
memes saying that they're so disappointed they didn't get the zombie apocalypse they've been waiting for. But really, if that really came, we'd all be in so much trouble.
Oh, wait until the coronavirus movie comes out. Oh man, I hope we get to be in it, or somebody just kind of like does like something similar, a
Plays us.
similar likeness. You know, and they don't give us permission, so they change the name. It's like, oh, that Drop Talk and Rock podcast, and that live video with popular comrades.
Exactly, popular comrades. I like that.
Because they
Sounds like
wouldn't
the
get
Russian edition.
copyright.
We
I don't
have popular comrade. Yeet. I want to go back to a slight building of your career and the start of this whole thing. Did you and Lizzie grow up musical as kids from the very, 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 very beginning of your lives, per se?
Our musical background started. I mean, my dad was a musician, and he still is. Actually, he still plays bass. He's a ripping bass player. He comes from the psychedelic classic rock world. He grew up on, like Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So yeah, he loves that stuff. He's a genuine rocker from the 70s. He was in psychedelic bands that made Pink Floyd look like the Knack.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like
a
he
big
was
goal.
like he was in band. Like I listened to some of his old demos, and God bless him. They were. I think they were cool, but they probably wouldn't have gone very far. But he was in a band that was really close to succeeding, and my mom was involved. She was helping manage my dad's band. The two of them were always a really good team with that. And then he got drafted in the Army and had to give up his musical dream. And by the time he got out, they were ready to start a family. So he sold all of his equipment. He sold everything except for his 1962 fretless Fender P bass and
Wow.
his old Fender Bassman amp. One of the saddest things I've ever heard in my life was that he sold an original Hofner bass, the Paul McCartney bass,
Beatle bass.
for $50.
Oh no.
Heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I was like, well, I needed the money. I needed diapers or whatever, So God bless. I have to applaud my dad for being such a family man, and my mom. The two of them. I give everything to them, because if it wasn't for them and their support, parental support is very important. Okay, all you parents out there who have kids who are like, I want to be a musician. It's like, okay, but you better, get your degree first. Our parents were like, no, throw caution to the wind, go out and do your thing, because you're probably not going to get another opportunity when you get older. So start now,
If only that had paid off.
You know what?
Jesus, that paid off and then some. And you guys are living
Very
proof
thankful.
of that. You
very,
guys are-
very thankful. Yeah.
Do you guys have any, because I'm going to ask the questions that, obviously the diehard fans are going to be like, you idiot, we already know this, but there's going to be people watching the show who don't already know all this stuff.
Are you taking questions from our Wikipedia page?
No, not at all.
Hey,
Very
good
far
for
from it.
you. Good
No,
for
this
you.
isn't
Don't do
loud.
that.
This isn't Loudwire.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any extra siblings, or is it just the two of you?
It's just us.
That's what I
it.
thought.
Yeah.
So how old was it when you guys started jamming together and going, you know what, let's play together? Because my brother's a drummer and I'm a guitarist. I'm not a singer like your sister, but I'm a guitar player and keyboard player, as you
You're
well
a
know.
ripping guitar player from what I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
How come you didn't play on the song?
I did.
He did.
You did?
didn't he?
I played on at the end. I was the last shredding lick with the dive bomb and all that shit at the end of the song.
Wait, on Hammer to Fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
was on
shit.
there.
I got to go back and watch that. That's cool.
I was on there, dude. I'll grab it up. I'll show you. I can't.
I'm just kidding. I
Wow.
haven't watched it yet.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, I just was only looking for me. I just ignored everybody else.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, dude. I seriously, I was on near the end of the song. I'll grab it up right now. Hang on.
Good. Yeah.
Oh,
We were
dude.
talking about what we were talking on the phone last night. Brian May, if you're watching, I want to sing a lead part on One Vision.
That's what it was.
song.
I told you, Mackenzie, we had one.
That's
Yeah.
probably like my favorite Queen song, I guess. You know what's funny?
Love that
Like,
tune.
I grew up on the classic Queen songs: Bohemian Rhapsody, You're My Best Friend, Bicycle Race, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust. I love all those songs, but I think just because I grew up on them, like now that I'm older, it's like, okay, I've heard them enough. I've listened to them, thousands of times. And when I was older, I discovered 80s Queen and really fell in love with it. I was like, man, like Radio Gaga, and of course Hammer to Fall, I think was that was in the 80s, right?
That's on a Kind of Magic, 1986.
Yes.
Dude, I bought that record. See, now
Kind of
I'm a bit older than you,
because
because you're 32, 33, 33.
Hey, no, shut up.
Oh, we don't give that away?
No. I am officially 23.
Oh,
Hey!
So I don't mind. I'm honest. I'm 48. So in 1986, when Kind of Magic came out, that album.
You're right. Yeah. I don't look it though, right?
No, no, you look so dashing.
It's the pandemic. It
If
keeps you
I
young.
was
It's
a
the coronavirus.
girl-
It keeps you young.
I don't really think that's how it works, actually, RJ.
Yeah, you're right. That's not. You know what? That was a bad idea because I do not want to be one of the people spreading misinformation. Okay?
Yeah, and that was very much misinformation.
Yeah.
if there ever was.
Standard disclaimer: everything I say, I'm just joking.
Yeah. That comes with the territory. But now I totally lost where I was going to go. Oh, that's right. 1986, when that album came out, I was 14. I still have the vinyl copy of that I bought myself.
I got a vinyl of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I bought it brand new from the store.
Oh yeah, no,
it
I got
came out.
mine. I got mine in L.A. at the used record store.
Well, there you go. So look, here you go. You were mentioning this, and this is where I played.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Okay.
can you hear it?
Hey everybody, we're all gonna look at me. That's what Jason
I'm
said.
not getting the sound. Well, yeah, of course. That's what it's all about, isn't
He's
it?
like, yeah, it's my show, damn it.
Zach, there I am.
Hey, there you are. Oh,
And then I shred here.
See, I thought
Dive
you were
bombs.
Joe Satriani. Sorry. Like, how did Joe Satriani get on this song? This is so cool.
And that was me.
Wow. If there was a Joe Satriani tribute band,
I'm
you could
way
be in
too
it.
tall to be Joe Satriani. Way too tall.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
wouldn't
funny
know.
because two of Joe Satriani's drummers are actually on that video. Marco Miniman and Kenny Aronoff.
So where's Joe? He needed you as a stand-in.
That's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought about
You're
selling
Joe's
it like
stunt
that.
double.
Had not thought of selling it like that at all.
Now,
So-
can we get his other drummer, Chad Smith, on there? That would be pretty cool.
Oh man, he is so awesome, that dude.
Have you seen his Instagram? He does like a groove a day or something, like a pandemic, like a quarantine grooves or whatever.
Nice.
It's hilarious, man. That dude is so fun. Like those are like what that's like a band that I want to hang out with is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah.
You've never hung out with him?
No, we play with them twice in Europe. We did Europe festivals with them, and they were amazing. But I never got to meet them.
No.
Wow.
One day
Oh,
though, one day.
yeah.
Flea.
I'm surprised. I would have thought you would have got to hanging with him, definitely.
I
So,
think we get along swimmingly.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
well, he was actually born in Australia. He was born in Ayers Rock. Well, like around that area. In
Wait. Flea?
not Ayers Rock. He was born in Alice Springs.
I didn't know that. See, you learn something every day. Look at that.
Flea was born in Alice Springs, not too far from Ayers Rock in the centre of
like-
Australia.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Here you go. See, like you said, you want to hang out with Chili Peppers. Liz here's. Sorry,
I wanna hang out with
Lisa
you
wants
too,
to hang out with
Lisa.
Hailstorm.
Well,
Lisa,
you can hang
stay
out
on.
with us right here. You're hanging out with us right
That's
now.
what I was going to say. We'll bring you onto the show, and you can say hello and ask the dude a question. It's all good.
You
We
can
make
say
that
hello
happen.
to 25% of Hailstorm, and I will give you 25% of a hello from all of us.
Which would be 100% from you, if I could do the math on that.
Oh, numbers are hard.
It certainly can be.
Brain
So-
don't work so good now.
Where I was going there, like you and Lizzie, like what's the story with like when you guys both started playing? How old were you both when you started, and did you instantly start jamming together, or was that something that happened a little bit later, or what?
God, I mean, I was like 10 years old when we started jamming together. I started out actually jamming with my dad. My dad and I played in our church band back in the day.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's how I learned my gospel chops. And when Lizzie and I wanted to start a band, we were actually recruited our dad to play bass for us. So for many years, it was just the three of us until we kind of got older and we were like, okay, it's not really cool to have dad in the band anymore. We need some people our own age. Well, we were kind of like our teenagers, and so we so our dad went from bass player to sound guy. And until we needed to get a real sound guy, and then he went from sound guy to RV driver until we upgraded to a bus, and now he's just dad. And you know what? That's the best job, and he's the best at it. So thank you, Dad.
Yeah. Go dad.
And also, my mom was involved too. My mom tour managed us for many years because she used to manage my dad's bands. And so when my sister and I started playing together, my parents were like, instead of like, okay, you can have your fun, but, make sure you still go to college. They were like, oh, can we help? So my mom helped us book a lot of shows, and the two of them were like the dream team. Like, we really couldn't have asked for more supportive parents. So I encourage that to parents who have kids that have talent, and if you can see it, and if you can objectively see that they have a future, like, let them flourish. Honestly, like, the best way, the best advice I can give to anyone who's trying to make it in this business is just don't stop. Like, I think people have an idea of how much work it takes to get success in the music business. People don't really take into account how long it takes in the music business. It's going to take probably like a decade in order to get anywhere. You just have to outlive, and it's like Survivor. You have to outlast everybody,
I've heard you say that before, and it's a very, very true point.
I stand by to this day.
Yeah, a lot of bands just give up before they get there. But the other thing is as well, you've got to live, and this is where I really feel bad for a lot of young musicians as well. Not just young, but like musicians in general. A lot of people get delusional, and it's a fine line between being able to critique yourself and not bring yourself down in the process. Like, that's a really tough fine line, that one.
It really is, and that's where having a team can really help. If you have if you feel in your to every fiber of your being that your music is really good, and because if you really like it, someone else is going to like it, but don't put it out until you absolutely love it. I say, like, and that's another piece of advice I've been giving over the years is take your time to make sure that you're writing songs and you're making music that you think is really great. Take the time to, like, really hone your craft before you put yourself out there, because you don't want your first handshake to the world to be something half-assed. You want it to be, polished. You want it to be good. And then if you feel like it's really good, then someone else will, and you'll be able to send it to, like, managers, to radio people, to local outlets, local media outlets. And now with the internet, which we really didn't have much when we were kids, there wasn't really any social media when we were really young starting this band. We were putting up flyers, like, literally, like, canvassing, and campaigning for gigs. And you can do a lot online nowadays. Like, I see a lot of new bands utilizing it really beautifully.
Where were you guys living at that time?
Central Pennsylvania.
Amish country?
Yep. You're damn right. It was truly Amish country. We're talking like cornfields. Well, like, not just Amish. It was a perfect blend of redneck and Amish.
Wow. So when you went to go and pick up the milk, instead of taking the horse and buggy, you used to go in the 4x4 or something. You'd say things like, throw the horse over the fence some hay, and you do that so well.
Middle Pennsylvania is a lot like Middle America. It's just, but it's awesome. Honestly, like, I wouldn't trade it for anything else, because it was such a great place for us to start our roots, start branching out, because there isn't a lot going on in Central PA. So it was kind of, it was a great place for us to build a following. And luckily, the advantage of that area, apart from a lot of bands I know, like out in LA, which is a really massive city and really tough to break in, and there aren't really any other cities nearby except maybe like Vegas or San Diego, but they're like hours away. Like, luckily, we had Pennsylvania, we had Philly, we had Baltimore, we had Delaware, we had New York, we had New Jersey. There was a lot of different places around there to start branching out into, but we started in Central PA, and when we started getting a pretty good following coming to the shows, people started paying attention. They're like, oh, cool. And the buzz was getting out. But again, it just took years and years and years and years and years of just constantly hustling. And we didn't know any better back then, because we were kids. We had no other responsibilities. We had tunnel vision. We were just 100% focused.
It's not a bad thing to be.
It's getting warm out here in Nashville. So I'm gonna take a layer off. It's funny because I put the same exact work ethic into Stop, Drop, and Talk, which was like, hey, we got a week to put this thing together. Do you want on board? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, okay, you got ideas? Like, no, but I'll come up with something, And within a week, we, under the pressure of like, our deadline is this Friday at 9, we're like, we somehow pulled it together and we pulled it off, So I mean,
but dude, you put the same level of work ethic into everything. Like, it's incredible.
I'm really glad that we had those roots. We had that upbringing because I've known a lot of bands that will kind of like, oh, I don't feel like doing that gig, or oh, that's not a very big gig, so let's just cancel it or skip it, or like, no, every gig is just as important, whether you're playing in front of 3,000 people or 3 people. We put the same amount of effort into everything, and even though it's going to take a long time for people to notice, that stuff counts. People appreciate that.
That's definitely a thing that young musicians miss, is like they think that if they're not playing to a big room that they're not going to get anywhere. But the funniest thing is that it's often that experience where there's like 10 people in the room that just happens to have that one right person that sees you that helps you to get to the next level. It's crazy how that works.
You never know. You never know who's going to be in the crowd. Like, we had talent scouts that would we played this little record store in the King of Prussia Mall in Philly called Sam Goody, and
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and labels would send talent scouts out there. So you never, and it was just kind of there was maybe like 30 people or something like that, But honestly, like, sometimes those are the most fun gigs, because we just love playing. Sense. We just wanted to get out and play. We're like, we didn't care. Like, it was like, I remember my sister and I being like, wide-eyed little kids thinking like, oh my God, this place has a stage, It's not like we're playing at Borders Bookstore, like in the corner, or the bowling alley next to the bathroom. Like, we're actually playing, and it was like maybe a 1 foot, like little 8 by 8 foot stage. We're like, oh my God, a real stage. Yeah. You can't lose that excitement of just being able to go out and do it, And if you can go out and do it and eventually get to the point where like that can be your job, that can be your main income, and you enjoy it, then you have won. You don't need a Grammy. You don't need a platinum records. That's all you need. As long as you can make music doing something, or make a living doing something you love, right?
100%.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Dream.
Come on, Mac. Let's hear some of those questions you've got prepared.
Oh, righty here. I've got a list.
Well,
let's have a look. Where is your favorite place that you've actually performed?
Oh, come on. That is a hard.
Yeah, because he's only performed like a billion
Everywhere.
Shows.
Oh man, well, we've had a couple milestone moments. For me, God, getting to play the Staples Center was a big one. That was a dream come true, because I lived in LA for 7 years. I still have a place out there. I'm in Nashville now mostly, but LA is still like, kind of feels like my home. So that was always the place we would go to see big shows. And so it was really cool getting to play there. There's still a couple places on my bucket list, like what is it? Like what's the one in New York? Sorry, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, you haven't played there yet?
No, I haven't played Madison Square Garden yet. But
I've never played there either, just for the record.
Staples Center was amazing. Wembley Arena was a really cool one in London. I haven't played Wembley Stadium yet, but that's a big one. Download Festival was a big one. That was a big
your shirt, Mac.
Oh yeah, my shirt. Download Festival. Hey.
That's like probably one of the biggest crowds we played in front of was at Download. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say or pick a favorite. I mean, and of course, every time we come to a hometown show like Baltimore or Central PA, we always get the most incredible, response. And it feels like a big homecoming show. Like, we see so many familiar people, and so many people we still stay in touch with that helped us over the years. Like, I'm talking, like, over the past 20 something years of doing it. So yeah, God, there's too many to think of off the top of my head, Australia, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Australia was a big one. Australia and Japan.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, which is funny, because the last time you came to Japan, I remember I already told you off. Well, I didn't tell you off, but I already mentioned this to you like months ago. I was like, I texted. Actually, this is the funny part about that story. Is I was at NAMM in January. So for those of you who don't know, the NAMM show, NAMM, is the biggest musical instrument trade show in the world. NAMM.
Say longer.
And I was wandering around on, I forget which floor. I was going to the second floor. Actually, I think I was coming from the third floor to go down to the second floor, and I bumped into your sister, and I was, and she had.
I was there the previous year with Pearl and with Vader. She was there with Marshall.
Oh, I saw her. Yeah, that's true, because I think she was going from Marshall to Gibson at the time.
Yeah.
And she had her massive security wall. It's one man.
Oh man, he's the best. Yeah,
he is a very large gentleman.
He was with me the year that I went to NAMM, and man, that was a blast.
so I saw her, and like all these people are coming up, and they're like, "Oh, Lizzie, oh, Lizzie, oh, Lizzie," and I was just like, I remember they had gotten to the elevator, and I just sort of leaned, or I kind of leaned in, and I said, "Would you?" This was my opening line to her. I'd never met her before. I was like, "Would you tell your brother to answer his damn phone?" And she looks, and she looks at me, and she goes, "Right." I know, and that was our way that we connected instantly. It was just like over not being able to get hold of you because you're hopeless at answering your damn phone.
I don't answer her calls either. Maybe that's another miracle that this pandemic has, given me in my life is now I have more home time to answer my damn phone,
which is funny because so she. That's right. We were having a comment about that, and she goes, "Why? What happened to you?" Because it happens to me all the time. I said, "Oh, you guys were in Japan a few months ago because I live in Tokyo, and I tried to hit your brother up to catch up, and he didn't answer. And I messaged him, he didn't answer. And then you actually told me that you hadn't actually had your international plan sorted out at that point, which you've since fixed."
Right. Yeah.
So I go downstairs to the Gibson floor, and I just happened to bump into her again. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, "Are you stalking me?" She goes, "Maybe you're stalking me." And we just had a little laugh about it. And then she recorded a little promo for me of the show that I was actually working on before this whole pandemic thing hit, that I was drumming up support for. And she was really lovely about it. It was really nice of her. But yeah, the security man knocked me away. It was kind of funny. I was just clipping a little microphone onto her, and he's like, "Oi, back off!" But this, I've got the little video she did for me. Just here you go. I'll play it now.
Man.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Arejay Hale from HAMESTORM, and I can't wait to see you on Electric Encounters.
Oh, nice. Electric
Nice.
Yep. Just a nice little shout out that she did for the show, and I got a bunch of them at NAMM, and she was really lovely about it. And so yeah, and then it was after that this whole pandemic thingy hit, and I remember hitting you up again, and we got chatting, and you ended up doing the Queen video with us, and here we are.
Here we are.
God, we've spoken a lot since then.
I know. It's been a great journey, and it's been a great. I'm glad to join forces with you over this.
Yeah, man. It's been fun
over this period. I'm glad that we have a way to, still communicate with people, using technology.
Exactly. Now, I've got people here asking about where do they ask questions and where do they get things done. Now, let me just see here.
What is this social chat platform you're using, though? This isn't Zoom, is it?
No. So, like, what we're on and what they're on is two different things. So, we stream out through a service called StreamYard, and we go out live simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook.
Are they better than Zoom?
Well, the good thing about this one is that, like I said, we can go out simultaneously to the two platforms at the same time. So we are live right now on Facebook and live right now on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is the cool thing about this, is that we can go on both at the same time.
And it's cool that you can put it in gallery view. It's not just like, one person popping up at a time.
Yeah, exactly. And so we can also pull people into the show. So if people want to come on and say hello and have a chat and what have you, the best way to do that is you need to send me a private message on Facebook through the Facebook page, which is pretty straightforward. I'll just put the link
I'm gonna blast that out on Facebook too.
Nice, thanks. So it's facebook.com/LSWFF. That's the one there.
Don't forget it, people.
I'm just going to write an additional message. Send me a private message on here if you want to come on the show to say hi to RJ. Spelling mistakes, no issues. Done. All right, I've just blasted that out. So that's gone onto YouTube and onto Facebook, onto our chats there. If you can't see that for some reason because you're looking through some other portion of the internet, go to facebook.com/LSWFF. There we go. He can hear it there. So that thing right there, that's the acronym for the show. Just put that on the end of facebook.com/LSWFF and you will get to the show. Send me a message on there and we'll bring you on here and you can come and say hello to this madman right here. This guy.
This madman right here.
They don't care about me.
Right here.
That's
or both
more
of
to the
them.
point.
Woohoo! Like the Brady Bunch. Here's a story.
That's what I was about to say. You know, I have so much history with this girl.
Became the streaming budge.
Just so long as nobody does any of this punching business, we'll be fine.
Oh, what if my arm could actually like go into your window like
Oh!
So you gotta take your arm and do like this. So it's like yeah.
Stop joking me!
I'm chucking him. Yeah, you gotta fuck around with this shit. I mean, it's fun. It's so much fun.
Yes, folks, we are clinically insane.
Well, you know, you could thank the pandemic for that. That's why I got this hat. Have you seen my hat?
Oh yes, the beanie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I added a little addition to it.
Oh no, he's added to it.
Yeah,
we love
He's
it.
got a little middle finger on it now.
Oh my god.
Fucker!
Like I told you last time, dude, you look like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob with that thing on.
When I had long hair, I used to get that all the time, actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And we had a sound guy named Rob who looked exactly like almost damn near exactly like Silent Bob. So
Wow.
we called it RJ and Silent Rob.
Obviously you do.
Yeah, it was just too perfect. So.
Sending somebody a message who wants to come on to
So
the show.
this live feed right over here, that's from StreamYard. That's not from Facebook.
Yeah, that's from StreamYard. That's they can't see that on Facebook.
Oh, so all
It's
these
like
people.
down here on Facebook.
Oh wait, are we also getting? Because I see like the little YouTube logo, the little Facebook logo next to their picture.
Yeah, correct. So the people who are watching on YouTube get the YouTube logo, and people who are watching on Facebook, believe it or not, get the Facebook logo.
So,
amazing.
So when they're making comments on Facebook and YouTube, they show up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we like StreamYard. We might have to try that on Stop, Drop, and Talk. We did Zoom on the first one just because we didn't have much time to like get it together, and it was like the easiest thing that we could think of. But we have a kick-ass producer. His name is Mr. Direct. Shout out to Mr. Direct.
I'd heard him come on like the voice of God.
Mr. Direct. He's got a show called Real Talk. Direct. Oh man, I'm gonna screw it up. He's gonna be mad at me. By the way, if you go to @MISTERDIRECT, did I spell that right? At Mr. Direct, you can watch his show, and it's great. It's the same kind of concept as us, just real talk. But he's been such a huge help getting the show up and running, and he helped us get it all together with Zoom. But I might have to pitch him StreamYard, see what he thinks.
It works for me, and Dave, our regular co-host, is actually on a break right now and watching and saying hello.
Hi, David Birch.
Yes, he was the co-host on the show. Which show was it that you popped onto quickly last time?
Sons of Apollo one?
Sons of Apollo.
Yeah.
So Dave was the co-host there, but and then Mackenzie came on and said hello, and now Dave's gone and Mackenzie's the co-host. So
yay, Mackenzie's the co-host. She's such a great co-host. Give it up for Mackenzie. Woo!
And I'm glad you got to hear her band as well. That was really cool, dude.
You guys are great, man.
Thanks, man. That means a lot.
Do you guys just have those 2 songs up on Spotify now? Or?
That's all we've got up now. We're hoping to go record an EP later on this year, but that's all we've got for now.
That's all. Have you got a producer lined up, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
You might want to kick that producer and ask this guy to do it because this guy knows what he's doing.
Oh shit.
I don't know if I would really know how to produce a rock band.
Oh, no, of course you would. All right, well, we've got our first person to come onto the show and say hello. Please welcome Faith Miller.
Faith Miller!
Hey!
Hi!
How are you holding up during this whole crazy time right now?
Am I on?
Yes, Faith,
Oh
you're
my
on.
God.
You are on the air. You are now officially live. Congratulations. Woo!
Hi,
So, Faith, where are you coming to us from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, everybody. All right, cool. I've been there many times. I love Minnesota. How's the weather?
It's pretty decent. 70 degrees here.
All right, so good. You're able to get outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
thank God, because when this whole thing started, the weather was so bad here in Nashville, too. And we were just stuck in the house. Now it's getting nice out, so it's nice to be able to get outside, get some sunshine every day.
Yeah, definitely. I had a question for you, RJ.
Uh-oh.
That's why she's
That
here.
wasn't, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Sorry, I'm nervous.
Don't be. No, it's good to see you.
On Twitter, I asked Lizzie one word to describe each of you. I just want, if you had one word to describe Lizzie, Joe, and Josh, what word would that be?
Oh, God.
The asking this guy to give you only one word is literally like asking the sun not to shine.
Thank you, studio audience. Thank you. Yeah. I got
He's got that
one.
one.
Too.
I know
Hang
you
on.
do.
Where is it? There it is. I'm getting
go.
my whole situation better. Let me see. One word. I would say. Oh God. God.
No pressure.
Wow, that's a hard one.
Can you allow him a sentence or a phrase or a something? One
Sure,
word's a
one
little
word
restrictive.
each.
I think for Lizzie it'd be like hello. For Joe it'd be like fuck yeah, and for Josh it'd be like sup. I think that kind of describes their personalities.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Faith. That was quick and easy. Well, thank you for being a part of the show, and keep watching and enjoy the show.
I can't wait to get back to Minnesota. What part of Minnesota are you from?
Minneapolis.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we've been there so many times. We played.
Yes.
Oh God, so many. We've played the let me see, the Target Center. We've done First Avenue. We've done oh God, the Myth. We've done
Armory.
the Armory. Love the Armory. That one was so cool. We were just there not long ago. We were there with Palais Royale, right? Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah, and Bisto Blanco, which love the Palais Royale guys. Jason, you need to get them on your show. They're amazing. Yeah, that was so cool because it was just like the Armory in Rochester, New York, which is a haunted venue, a famously haunted venue. So it was kind of cool to play the Minneapolis version, but oh my God, that venue was beautiful. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And the crowd was amazing.
I just want to say something really quick. It was really amazing meeting you guys in September in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, you were in Madison. So cool.
Yes.
Give it up for Madison. All right. Yeah. That's awesome.
Every time I hear that name, I always hear, "Hello, Wisconsin!"
Hello, Wisconsin!
I love that 70s show. It's hilarious.
Madison is another fun town, but you don't live there. You're just there visiting?
Yes.
Did you have a fun time?
I did. I drove 5 hours with my partner.
Oh my God, 5 hours.
It was a 10-hour drive.
Woo! Oh my God.
It was my favorite.
All right. Well, I've got more people lined up ready to come on, so I'm sorry, Faith, we're going to have to cut it. But thank you for coming on and being the first cab off the rank.
Faith, when we get back up and running, I can't wait to see you back up there, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you, Faith. Goodbye, Faith.
Bye-bye, Faith.
Oh, bye. Goodbye, Faith. There we go.
Because you got to have faith.
Oh, my God. It was so tempting not to say that.
I just had to do it. All right. So the gentleman, initials KP, who's there, please stand by. I can see you there. I can see you with your hat and everything, even though you can't hear us yet. Thank you for the horns. I've got an old friend from my hometown who has been dying to come and ask you a question, and she has a story to tell about how she traveled an immense distance to come and see you play.
Oh,
hey,
how
Bryony.
immense is this? Hello.
How are you? Can you
How do you
hear me?
pronounce that? Bryony?
Bryony. Bryony.
Bryony! Hi,
Bryony.
Bryony!
Can
Welcome
you
to the
hear
show.
me?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Bryony.
Hi, I've just got like 10 minutes before I have to go back on my break. So
That's
Well, that's all right.
perfect.
I've got-
We're only going to give
I've
you
got
like
more-
3.
Yeah, I've got more people lined up, so you got like 2 or 3 minutes. So let's get his. Tell him
I'm
first
sorry,
of all.
I've only got 1 hour.
Yeah.
So last year I'd seen you in Philly, and I've been a fan for a long time.
Killer.
But,
Love
basically,
Philly.
last year in June, when you
just
were playing
for the
in
record,
Europe,
Bryony's from Adelaide, my hometown in South Australia. So like for her to come and see you in Philly, that was a big trip. But that's not the biggest
That's a
wait
long
for
way.
this.
Know by your accent you were from Addie.
So then, basically, you guys were touring in Europe in June last year, and I wasn't sure if I could go. And on the Sunday, I decided I would go. Monday, I booked. Tuesday, I flew out to Italy, and 25 hours later, 3
where
hours in
Italy?
a
Was
train
it-
and a bus, I went and saw you in Bologna.
Bologna. I was going to say Bologna, Italy. I love Bologna. That's awesome.
So that is my story.
That is so cool. I have to give you a big applause. For
Yeah, man.
That's a huge. So
That is
isn't
so
that nuts?
cool.
One day decide to go, next day fly, next day see the show halfway around the world.
That
Do you
That's-
know like how
dedication.
exactly how many hours of
So
travel?
yeah, and
there
then
were?
obviously last year here in Adelaide, so which I was very excited about because
Love
played at
Adelaide.
the Gov, so that was great. Jason, did you ask any of the questions that I sent
Not
through?
yet.
Just
I
in
haven't had
case?
time. Go
Well,
for it.
I was curious,
So,
like, how many
just
hours
wanting
was
to
that travel?
know, RJ, were you
Oh.
were you always going to be a drummer, or did you have a different path? And what made you choose drums?
You know, the big reason that I chose drums was so all of us could play together. My sister and I started writing songs together, and we started singing together. We started harmonizing, and she kind of could play a little bit on the keyboard, and I could play a little bit on the drums. And my parents got me a drum set when I was really young, just for fun. And it just kind of stuck, you know. And my dad played bass, like I said earlier. The 3 of us would go out and play gigs. So in order for us to jam together, we're like, well, we have a keyboard, like kind of a lead instrument. We have a bass, you know. It would just make sense to play drums so we could complete the package. And that's kind of how it started. And yeah, I'm just, I guess I'm the kid that never grew out of it, you know. You know, right? Oh, yeah.
Like you need to. Man, you had another question you wanted to ask, Bryony?
Yeah, I won't ask the long one, but where do you get your stage wear from?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. It's a little company called Opposutes. Give it up for Opposutes, ladies and gentlemen. If you go, it's OPPO Suits, SUITS, Oppo Suits. If you go there, they got like everything. I started just buying them on Amazon because I used to love to wear crazy outfits on stage, but then as I was getting older, it was getting less comfortable. We were playing more shows, and it was just like, you know, screw it. I'm going to wear a tank top and gym shorts. That's it. And everybody kept saying, like, when are you going to bring the crazy outfits back? And I was like, I don't know. They're just not very comfortable. Like, it's hard to get through a long, like, 2.5-hour show. And I discovered this company. They make suits that are short, like short sleeves and shorts. And I bought one just for fun and played a show in it. And I was like, this is actually, like, really comfortable. So they've been so much fun. It's just been another fun way to express myself creatively on stage and kind of just try to think of a different way to represent myself amongst being stuck in a world where everyone just wears black, you know. So it's been kind of fun. I love like bright colors and stuff, so it's just been fun, you know.
We couldn't tell by the t-shirt
Hence
you're
the
wearing
pink
right now.
shirt.
Yes, this is actually bleach dyed.
The way to do it. All right, Bryony, I got to get more people on the show, mate. Have a good day at work.
See ya.
Thanks for
Thank
being here.
you.
Barney.
Bye.
Good to see you. See you soon. Yes, not that you asked, but this is actually I made this shirt.
You made the shirt.
Mate, you
I
threaded
did
the
it
cotton
by-
and everything.
Yes, I did. So funny. Such a funny. Where's my rim shot? There it is.
That's that Amish blood in you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got the knitting and everything. It's hard. Now, we have explored the art of bleach dyeing. It's a big thing on TikTok.
Nice.
Is it
So
kinda
my
like
girlfriend and I
tie-dye?
had the idea, and we started bleach dyeing. And but the funny thing is that she took her sweatshirts and she cut out like a Gucci logo and started bleach dyeing that on there. So she's like, "Look, I got a Gucci sweatshirt." I'm like, okay.
As you do.
So
All right.
right.
Let's get.
Creative ideas to spend your quarantine wisely.
Exactly.
Thank you.
LG, I see you in the background. We'll get to you shortly. I've got it. Yes, I can see you. I can see you. You can't see it. Well, the show can't see you, but I can see you. So please welcome the next cab off the rank. This is Keith Pinnell, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please welcome Keith. Woohoo!
Hey.
What's up, guys? I hope you can hear me. I got the volume down for you.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Good to see you, man.
Cheers.
Where are you coming to us from, Keith?
I'm coming from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, nice. I got to get to that town.
Louisiana. Love New Orleans.
Yeah.
Are we going to play Truth or Drink later?
I'm all in, brother.
I see you're drinking a Corona. How fitting.
Walking in an Australian accent. I don't know why.
Well, it is my home country, even though I do live in Japan. It is my home country, so it probably has a little bit to do with it.
Right. So my question was, and you kind of answered it, Jason. I'm trying to get my podcast going myself. It's kind of a rock.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I kind of watched RJ's podcast the other day, and I thought that was awesome.
Thanks, man. Can I be a guest on yours too?
Yeah, but StreamYard
Right.
looks awesome. It's a nice little setup.
Dude, StreamYard's actually not bad. Like it does the job of what I need. I mean, I can have up to 6 people on here. I can share a screen, so I can, hit a button.
I got a question. Does it require more processing power than Zoom? Like, do you need a better computer?
That's the best thing about it is like all the processing power going out to multiple streams is done by them. You only have to have enough processing power to put out one stream, and then they distribute it from there.
That's so kick-ass. I'm going to bring that to my producer. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was my question, because I have a gaming computer, but I didn't know how much. So I have a strong computer. This is really cool. So.
What are you playing?
Huh?
What are you playing?
Oh, right now, bass guitar.
No. I mean, what games are you playing?
Oh, I play World of Warcraft. I stream.
Oh, nice, cool.
So that's.
Are you a PC gamer, or do you dabble in the consoles too?
PC. I have all the consoles, but I don't use them.
Yeah, I bought them all during this pandemic. It's like I never ever would have bought an Xbox, but I was like, you know what? We're sitting around at home, so I bought the Xbox, and then literally the day it showed up, I started getting calls for all these gigs, all these podcasts, so I haven't even had time to play it,
Yeah, my Xbox One is for Netflix. That's it.
Oh, that's it? Oh, that's cool.
All that money so I can watch Netflix.
Hey, Xbox, if you want to sponsor us, just,
Right.
That's a thing. Just quick shout to Jolie. Thank you very much for that. It's my pleasure. That's part of the fun of doing this thing is allowing fans to talk to the artists. So thank you for saying thanks for that.
I've been very blessed. I've seen the band quite a few times, and I've met RJ many times. So
I'm curious, what's your podcast about?
It's going to be strictly about it's going to be 50% music, metal, and 50% gaming, talking about, like, I'm taking bass guitar at 56 years old. So it's going to be discussing how you're never too old to be a musician, how music soothes the heart. Everyone talks about, oh, you're too old to learn your brain. You can't train your brain at that age.
That's so funny, because that's the average age that most people start playing bass guitar. So
Exactly. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to get that message out there. So
that's right. You're never too old to rock and roll, baby.
Exactly. I appreciate the invite, Jason. Thank you for bringing me on.
Well, it's a pleasure, Keith.
Can you plug your podcast? Tell us where we can find it. Tell everybody.
Just like you got started in a week, we're on our second day.
Sweet.
So I'm setting up my 212 podcasting system, which is right above us, and I'll have everything ready to roll probably by the end of the week. And then next time I come on your podcast, I'll be ready to plug it.
There we go. Well, I want to come on your podcast and nerd out about some gaming, because it's been Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield. I just downloaded the Predator game, the new Predator one. That's pretty good. And of course, Animal Crossing.
I was waiting for it.
My girl and I have been loving us some Animal Crossing. In fact, it's so entertaining for me to watch her play Animal Crossing. We'll spend our evenings of her playing it and me just sitting there cracking jokes. So we're probably going to start live streaming that at some point too.
We just started playing Mario Party in my house yesterday.
I know, and we have Mario Party and Mario Kart, so we got to play with you guys.
Yeah, you were saying that yesterday. AJ's like, man, have you
that up? So
say it again, Keith?
I said I just bought a Nintendo Switch, so I'm ready to start playing some now.
I love the Switch. I take it with me on the road. It's so fun. It's great because, like, I'm used to like having to write music all the time and do interviews and work and stuff like this, and it's just nice to unplug and play some games, play some Mario Kart.
Yeah.
RJ said to me yesterday, dude, you've got to get on Mario Kart online so we can battle each other. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Like, sure, why not?
Well, you know what? I want to race your kids because it's the kids on that game that just destroy us adults.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
my son's 6.5 and kicks my ass most of the time.
No, yeah, well, you're in the land of Nintendo. You're in Japan.
Well, yes, exactly. This is
And
where Nintendo
PlayStation.
comes from.
Yeah.
Yep.
PC gaming. I mean, I've got a 6-year-old beating me, just destroying my warrior. You know.
Nice.
the way it goes.
What
All right.
console games do you play?
Console. The only thing I play on console is Call of Duty. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Call of Duty, another one that can sponsor us if we want to. Because I'm not a violent person. I'm not big on like guns and stuff like that. But it's kind of fun to do that because it's not real and you get to kind of like dabble in it. It's pretty fun. So
Exactly. All right, Keith, I got to let you go because we've got another lady waiting to come in. But thank you very much for coming onto the show and saying hello. And
do you have a question for me? I don't think you got to ask me a question.
that's true.
I was just going to ask you about the podcasting situation, but the stream
Yeah.
kind of answered it for me.
Cool.
Well, I'm sitting on show number 69 for Hailstorm, so I'm so kind of an odd number to be sitting on, but I'm ready for my 70th show.
Get it? Sitting on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for slipping that in.
That's
Hey,
a
get it,
seriously cool
Noah!
fan, man.
Slipping that in.
And
we got the jokes for days.
Thanks for being willing to still play music at 56 and pick up bass now, dude, because that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Props.
Yeah,
Props to you.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks,
Thank you,
Keith.
man. You
Bye-bye.
and my dad need to jam
Bye.
together on bass sometime.
Two bass players jamming together, that's kind of a scary prospect, isn't it? Although there was a band in Australia called Pre-Shrunk that was a drummer and two bass players on stage, and they were
Of
insanely
course,
good.
if Keith played with my dad, then he would be the young guy in the band.
That would be a thing.
That's right. Love you, Dad.
I actually have to say, Roger, your dad, actually liked the show and is following us on Facebook now. So
Is he watching right now?
I don't know if he's watching, but he actually he must have clicked on the link that you posted the other day, and he's actually following the show.
I gotta
as far
text him.
Yeah, tell him to watch.
Oh,
Tell
God,
him to come on and say hello.
Jacoby.
Who from?
Oh my God,
Who'd you get a text from?
Jacoby.
Jacoby.
Jacoby from Papa Roach.
Oh wow.
Shit. Nice.
Oh man, I gotta get back to him. I'm not gonna say what he says because it's private, but that is like one of my best friends in this whole business. I love you, Jacoby. If you're watching, you're a fucking legend. That's one of the best frontmen of our generation right there. Have you ever seen Papa Roach live?
I have not had the pleasure.
They're
I've
like
seen the videos, yeah, but that's
they're
it.
one of the bands that we toured with. Where I had to watch them every single night. Like his energy is just, oh my God, unmatched.
Well, dude, send him the link and tell him to come on the show and be a part of this.
Seriously, absolutely.
Yeah, the same link that I sent you. All right, we got Lisa sitting here in the background. Lisa, you ready? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to go. She says no. She's all right. Here she comes. Let's say hello to Lisa Graham. Woohoo!
Hello.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Let me get, oh shit! Hey, Lisa.
Oh,
Gotta
she's
be
just
quicker on the draw with these.
What the?
Goodbye, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. She's back, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, the Graham Cracker.
So, Lisa, where are you coming from?
Lisa, we want
crappy
some more of
Collinsville,
you.
Illinois.
Graham.
From where? Sorry,
In Illinois.
Illinois.
Hello
Yes.
from Illinois. It's so good to see you from Illinois. How's the weather out there?
It was stormy, hailstorm earlier.
Oh my God, there was a hailstorm all across the Midwest that just happened. Sorry, everyone.
There's hailstorm in my house.
Yeah, I noticed that. You're a bit of a fan. You got them up on your wall. They're all like block mounted and everything.
Woo,
No,
that is
wait,
nice.
my whole house is hailstorm.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Mine is not.
Oh.
Well,
There's no hailstorm in my house.
kind of
That-
I'm a little bit of a fan.
Well,
That's
I
all right.
really
Listen,
appreciate that. Thank you
Don't
so
believe
much.
don't believe him,
Oh
Lisa.
my God, look at that. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Look at that. Wow.
Lisa-
This is the bar my husband made, and each bar slot is for each band member.
Nice.
So we got RJ.
Which probably gets a lot of seats. A lot of asses sit on the
There we
RJ
go.
section.
That's
nice.
so
You got my
cool.
drumsticks. You got all kinds of stuff. Nice.
Okay, and then we got Joe.
Got his guitar pick in there. Nice. Some cool pictures.
Josh is a little full at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Man, Josh is just in a giving mood, isn't he?
Then we got Lizzie.
That looks so cool. I love all that. Nice.
And it all lifts up.
That is
wow.
so cool.
Did
Wow.
you actually make this? Did you craft this?
I got a lot of Hailstorm stuff.
That is so cool. Like, how did you make that whole bar? Like, did you make that by hand or?
My husband made it. He's a carpenter.
Well, I imagine you guys probably have a lot of home time to be able to catch up on some projects, right?
He's driving me batshit crazy.
We can all
Love the
relate to
honesty.
that. Yeah, that's right.
But no, my pride and joy, and I have to show you this because it makes it. You guys signed my leg in 2018.
I remember this.
Do you? I cried.
Yes. That's right. Look
Oh,
at
that's
that. How
wicked.
sick is that leg, man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
I think we should start selling prosthetic legs on the web store because
I would
that looks
buy
like
all of
a
them.
perfectly beautifully made piece of merchandise.
I would buy all of them. You guys, I only discovered you in 2017.
We would send you them for free just to pimp them out, just to average,
Hang
just to wear 'em.
Man,
RJ,
I would
did you
whore
catch that?
your pimp legs out.
Hang on. So
I like this
let
one.
me just make sure I get this right. You want to pimp RJ's legs out? Okay.
No, if
Yeah, here they are, baby. Not wearing any pants. I'm just kidding. I'm wearing shorts. I'm in my beach attire. Look, I got little palm trees on them. Anyway.
You blew the myth. Now we know you are wearing pants.
Whoops.
Oh, and I'm a little vicious.
Oh, I love that. I thought
Nice.
you were a vicious babe. I had to say, Lisa, I think you need to host your own podcast because I love your energy.
It's you guys.
Oh.
I discovered you in 2017, and your music changed my life.
I need like an aw crowd sound.
No,
effect. I don't have one.
don't awe me.
I'm just
I
kidding. No,
will.
that's huge. I mean, that's what keeps us going, knowing that you make a silly piece of music, you start a silly band, and then you find out that some people can it can help them get through some times. I can speak for so many songs and bands and music that's helped me get through a lot of tough times, even to this day.
You guys are amazing. You really have changed it. I love every single one of you.
Oh, I love both of you
appreciate
guys
this.
so
This is
much.
This is awesome.
What part of Illinois are you in right now? Where do you live?
I live in Collinsville. I'm near St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Kind of near
We've seen you at the
Sauget.
Steeple Center.
Have you ever
and,
seen us at Pops?
I have been to Pops.
Jason. What are you doing up there?
I had to blame on.
Hey!
I sneezed.
Get back.
Sorry, I
Look,
sneezed. I had to blame.
I can't really see him up there.
Yeah, whatever.
Will you guys come to Pops? I'll go there again. Just,
Oh
you
my
know.
God, that's one of the places that we cut our teeth. That was like one of the first venues we ever played as an opener band, and then like years later we got to like actually finally headline it, and I love coming out there, and we just recently played the I forget the name of the fairgrounds, but where they usually have the rock festival there.
I don't go to many rock festivals.
I don't know if they still. No, it's not cute. I forget what it's.
That's up in at the Rock Festival. That's in northern Illinois, right? Missouri State Fair.
No, I think it's St. Louis. Was it
Hollywood Casino.
I think that's the one. Yes.
I just
The
I
venues
see
were
you
together,
there with
yeah.
Alice Cooper.
Oh yes, that was the one with Alice Cooper. Yeah, how
I
kick ass
met
was that?
you with Tara and Kelly.
Yes. Shouts to Tara and Kelly. We love us some Tara and Kelly. If you're watching
I
Tara
gave
Kelly, we
the
love
little
you.
shots. I gave you the little shots of it's called freak juice.
That's right, the freak juice. We love the freak juice, don't we?
I just want to
I got a little freak juice right here.
I just want to quickly interject with a question that's come on from a
Thanks.
serious troublemaker.
Oh yeah, this
Hey,
is a question
you got
from my dad.
Yes, Mackenzie's dad is a drummer. So
I'm
like
Mackenzie's dad, Paul.
so Paul and I played in I think 6 different bands over the years in Melbourne. And
I'm
actually
so sorry to hear that.
no, you of all people, because her dad is creative as hell. You'll like this. Here's some of the band names of the bands that we had together, and I
God,
will
here
say
we go.
the good ones he came up with, and you're going to love these names. So the first one was not such a great name. It was the band that we met on was called Rat Poison, and it was an 80s hair metal tribute band. But we all
Poison.
But we
They were
all
pretty
played
cool.
characters. Now, what was Paul's character's name again? I'm trying to remember.
Was he the rat or the poison?
No. You don't understand. We all had like silly character names. What was Paul's character's name? Do you
Shut up,
remember,
Proud.
Mackenzie?
I was like 6, remember?
Yeah, I've forgotten. But my character's name was the character I was a German metal guy, and his name was Klaus Rockenharder because Klaus can rock harder than everybody else. And I talk on stage with this strange German accent, which kind of almost became Dutch just then. But the next band that we did together, you're gonna love this name, was instead of Blame It on the Boogie, was called Blame It on the Wookiee.
Oh
Yes!
wow! Look at
Oh
that.
my God, I remember that one.
Because Paul's so Star Wars obsessed, and then we had a few other iterations of different projects we did, but we ended up doing one band that morphed from having a female singer to when she went on and did something else. The drummer, being Mac's dad, became the lead singer. He's a phenomenal vocalist, just like you. He can play drums and sing and do everything. Except, unlike you, he's very self-deprecating. He always says that he's not that great, but he's freaking amazingly talented.
Aw.
So that band went from being 3 dudes and a rock chick, kind of like your band, really. That's what your band is, 3 dudes and a rock
pretty much.
chick.
Yeah, sure.
To becoming, both of Mac's parents are Muppets obsessed, and we took the name of Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem,
Of course.
and that band became Dr. Shred and the Electric Mayhem,
I'll love it.
and that was all Paul's craziness. So his question was,
yeah.
how does one play with majorly oversized drumsticks?
You know, we've been doing that gag for many years, and we can't really do a show without it. People get upset if we don't do it. It's kind of become like kind of a shtick. I started doing it.
Say I wanted one of your drumsticks to make a new leg out of.
Oh, well,
It could work.
you know what? I'll bet we can make that happen.
It could work.
That could work. I don't see why not.
You could call me Peg instead of Eileen.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Where's my laughter? There it is.
Welcome to my
That was well done.
Welcome
Nice.
to my world.
That was a very good one.
Well,
done.
Peggy.
10
Yeah,
out of 10.
so to answer your question, yes, they're maybe about 4 or 5 pounds each. You just gotta know exactly where to grip it. Don't make jokes. And where to hit
Grip it, don't rip it.
Get it?
Where to hit it.
So you just kind of like figure out how to get the balance, get the fulcrum, and you just bounce them off the drum heads. You'll go through drum heads like crazy. But I've just over the years I've figured out exactly how to get it right and how to play with giant drumsticks. It's been I don't know.
You handled them well.
Why? Thank you. Get it?
There you go.
Anyway, thanks for the question, Paul. And Lisa, do you have any other questions?
Nope. I'm good with all. Yeah, I'm happy.
Your last name is Graham, so we want some more questions from you.
Wow.
Be still my
That was
heart.
pretty bad.
Oh,
That was pretty bad.
Well, I hope to see you back in either St. Louis or somewhere near you in Illinois. What's the closest city to you? St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Okay, well, we'll definitely be there again. Oh man, what's that really beautiful theater in St. Louis?
People.
Yes, the Stiefel. We'll definitely be back there. I
Been there
love
too.
that place. That place is amazing. I got to see what's the band? Young the Giant, I think. I saw Young the Giant there, and it was
Vaginas.
just no, not Young Vaginas, not Young Vaginas.
Oh my God! Sorry.
I'm so glad a girl made that joke. That's
No,
awesome.
I saw the band Young the Giant there, and they were just so amazing. And I saw Young Vaginas once, and oh God, no.
Mate.
You are now off the air.
That's concerning.
Oh,
Hilarious.
oh God. See, I always do that. I always just walk into something terrible. I didn't
Yeah.
mean that.
The show is now off the air.
The show
folks. Thank
is
you for
canceled.
watching. We
Oh,
are now
God.
got. Yeah.
Get me a drink. Oh no.
Maybe don't get you a drink. Well, Lisa, thank you for being here. And Lisa, please stick around and watch the show because I'm going to do the premiere of RJ's playthrough of Hammer to Fall next.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, Lisa, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a fan and keeping music alive.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Can't wait to see you again and your leg.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Peggy.
Instead of Eileen, Peggy. I like that. That's
Eileen.
a good
That was good. I like that one.
one.
I love her so much. We've seen her at so many shows, and she loves to whip out that leg, and we sign it all the time. It's so fun. I love her
you
so
do.
much. That's right. I'll sign your leg forever until the end of time. I don't care. I'll sign anyone's leg.
Why not? All right.
Not the
So,
worst body part I've signed.
well, I'm sure it's
Whoa.
probably not.
Yeah.
During the playing of this video, I do find sometimes when I play videos that somehow or another the internet service just makes the volume go a little bit funny up and down and what have you. So if the playback goes a little bit weird, I do apologize, but I'll try to drop the volume down and bring it back up from time to time to try and compensate from that. But what you are going to see now has never been seen in its entirety before, other than RJ, because he's the one who filmed it. Me, because I'm the one who put the whole thing together, and my family got to see it. My kids pissed themselves laughing when they watched it. But then again, we're talking 4.5 and 6.5 years old. I mean, of course, they find it funny because it's hilarious stuff. You're a bit distracted with the phone that you're messaging to get people on the show. He's not even listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking to me. Am I still here?
So you just proved my point. You were a little bit distracted, which is all good.
You know what? It's just been it's been actually great. Like I love the fact that I'm getting hit up by everybody to help just utilize. I'm just like, look, if you need me for anything, like use me to just provide people a way of an outlet, something to watch, something to tune into during this crazy time. We want everybody to keep their sanity. We want everybody to, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we can provide that. We can provide a place to provide some positive energy,
Exactly. That's what this show's all about too.
I'm all about positive energy.
100%. I've never seen anything of you where you're like this. Like, seriously, like, swear to God,
I was just
you
doing
are
that
the
now.
Energizer Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. The Energizer Bunny Deluxe. So here we go. I'm going to play this video of RJ doing. This will be, by the way, on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on Facebook right now, you will be able to find this on my YouTube channel, which is just the name Jason McNamara. You can also type in the acronym of the show LSWFF, and you'll be able to find it on there. It's premiering at the top of the next hour. So 11 a.m. here in Tokyo, 1 p.m. over there in Melbourne, where Mackenzie is. What time is it now where you are, RJ?
It's 8:19.
Okay, great. So at 9 p.m. In Nashville time, and you can work out the rest of your times. But
You're going to make me so famous!
Because you hadn't already done that on your own. More like you'll make me famous.
Hey, we make each other famous.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do.
So here we go. Here is the enjoyment, and just sit back, relax, have a laugh, and
Enjoy
and
the
have
mustache.
A bit of joy. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Do we have sound?
Yeah.
Are you not getting sound?
No.
I don't hear it.
Oh,
can't
sorry.
hear
Hang
it
on.
either.
Sorry, I'm glad
I don't
you
want to see
pointed
me.
that out
Those
early.
are some sweet glasses, though.
Let me.
Oh my
let
god,
me
you guys are
redo that again.
twinning.
Twinsies.
Oh, now I know. Now I know what's going on here. All right. So we have a guest that's who you were messaging, who's now on the show. Please welcome from Stop, Drop, and Talk, B-Rock.
B-Rock!
Hey.
What's up, B-Rock?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
That's right. I wanted to plan a special surprise for Jason because we're all about cross-pollinating all of our followers, trying to help each other out. It's all about the community. It's all about all of us doing this and doing it for the greater good, which is giving the people an outlet and a place to find some entertainment. And so we started Stop, Drop, and Talk, and we're teaming up with live stream with famous friends. So give it up for B-Rock. What's going on, B-Rock? Woo! He's single, ladies.
Oof.
Which is really going to help him during quarantine right now.
How's the single life during quarantine?
I'm sorry, what was that? You kind of broke up there. What?
How's the single life during quarantine? How's that treating you?
It's been okay. Like I said, Tinder has been blowing up. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Yeah, all these
you know?
messages saying, I can't wait to meet you after this pandemic's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a famous podcast host, so you know.
Or else you get the ones that are like, Snapchat me, and those are fake. But I mean, it's definitely increased. Oh my gosh, has it increased? Like the single people are definitely feeling it. We're looking for people to meet. When this is done, we're going on some hikes and stuff. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, you got all that open space out there in South Dakota, so.
We do. We have the Black Hills, which Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, all that stuff. It's Sturgis Rally. We've got a lot of stuff
places
out here.
to go on dates.
Yeah.
Once
Pack
it's
a
all
lunch?
over. In the meantime, he must have been getting plenty of visits from Mrs. Palmer and her 5 daughters, huh? You guys know that gag in America? Mrs. Palmer, 5 daughters.
Sure.
Why not? Okay. All right. Well,
Sure,
look,
why not?
B-Rock, you're here in time because we're going to do the premiere of this, and you can roast him along the way because I've got the sound sorted out now.
Oh no.
So
Here we go.
I am not going to hear the end of this by next week's podcast.
no, well, that's part of why I was like, now that B-Rock's here, we can definitely play this, and you guys can talk about this on the show. So
Exactly.
here we
We're all
go.
about cross pollination.
Exactly. He loves saying the word pollination.
Well, we're all we're all human, and we're all just antsy.
Where are you
Really
going
antsy.
with
Yeah,
this?
I just shut up and was waiting to see where he was going to go to. Here we go.
Oh, hey, Jason! It's RJ from Hailstorm.
You got sound this time?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Got
All right.
sound, but it's really like buggy.
Is it?
It was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, that's weird. All right. Well,
which I normally do that anyway.
Let's try one more time and hope that maybe it works. I'll just drop the volume a little bit and maybe that'll help. So let's see if this makes it better. And just for the record, this thing in the green window here is the original video. So this was done as a dream sequence of the storyline of the video was basically that RJ had invaded my dream and at the ending I didn't really know who he was, and that was kind of part of the gag. But the story behind this is that the two of us had a conversation on the phone about what he was going to do, and he was like, I don't have a drum kit at home. What can I do? I was like, well, I don't know. Shit, we're going to get you to play something. He's like, well, what about some pots and pans? And I said, hey, can you set up some like rubbish bins and stuff outside? And that's what he did. So that's the backstory behind how this came about.
And the rest is history.
Exactly.
RJ, it looks like you're wearing one of those what do you call them?
Bathrobes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the full ones. What do they
That's
call
exactly what I'm wearing. You'll see the rest of it soon.
Like the blanket ones.
Yeah, well, it's,
Yeah, Terry
Oh,
Towling's
the
one.
Snuggies.
Yes,
Oh, it's a
exactly.
Snuggies. Yeah, there was like a moment where I like was just it was bathrobes and slippers the whole time. It's fucking paradise.
Give me a thumb up or thumb down if the sound's any good so that we know.
All right.
Oh, hey, Jason! It's RJ from Hailstorm.
Beautiful.
You know Hailstorm, right? We've been around for a little bit. We got that song, I miss the misery and love bites. I think we got like 1 point something million.
I've had a haircut
Facebook.
since then.
If you don't, you can Google me. Hey, look, I heard that you're putting together that compilation of Hammer to Fall, the Brian May video, and Queen's one of my favorite bands of all time. And I have
Truth.
a drum set at home right here. I'd love to. Okay, it may not be the best drum set,
Amazon
but it's all
box.
I have right now. Listen, Jason, we're on lockdown right now. Everyone's in quarantine. I need
Car
something to
driving
do. Please
past.
just give me something to do. Please let me be in the video. Look, but before you, okay, hold on. Before you say no, it may not be a perfect drum set, but it sounds really great. You want to hear? Let me just show it to you right.
No, it actually sounds phenomenal, which is
actually
why I'm so
didn't
happy
sound
this
bad,
video's coming out.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Gotta give it up for those trash cans.
I love this here because like the way you
I'm
did
talking
this
to
here,
Brian.
Exactly, yeah. He's got the playback in his ears and he's talking to Brian May, which is
Sounds pretty good.
hilarious.
Good evening, folks.
Hi,
Now
Brian.
I know what I have to do, okay? This is a challenge.
Okay.
Jam with me, okay? Let's do this.
Oh, let's do it.
Sounds so good.
I'd play along to the great Marco Minion.
So much passion.
I love the stank face.
I haven't played in a while.
It seriously sounds so good. But the stick twirls too.
Oh, dude, this is so amazing. Oh my god.
I bet we could kill like 3 minutes of our podcast talking about this.
Did you actually have a kick drum pedal set up there?
Nope.
So how are you getting the kick sound? Oh, hang on, this is a solo part.
The kick drum is just from me playing on the trash can with the stick.
What?
What are
Okay.
you doing with your
But that
leg?
little metal cable actually sounded like a pretty good snare, you know?
It did.
Yeah.
Had to give the other can some love, you know?
What was the question you had just then, Mackenzie?
I said, then what are you doing with your leg if you're not actually doing anything?
It's called acting.
Oh yeah.
Pantomime. It's just genius at work, really.
Now that I know he's not really playing the drums, it kind of looks like he has to pee.
He's got to pretend to kick something, right? I mean, with that bass drum.
Yeah.
True that. I love the Amazon box.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship by Amazon too, because I'm a really steady
This
customer.
bit here is awesome. Check this out.
Check it out. My drum set also comes with chimes.
Some editing magic on your part.
Thanks, mate.
That killed me.
Isn't that such a beautiful sound?
And the way he drops the phone.
You're really like, what else can be a drum instrument, you know?
It's all right, Mackenzie. There's a bit coming up that nobody's seen yet, which is hilarious. Let's just say the coffee cup is sitting there for a reason.
I was going to ask about that.
I have to say, the amazing talents of the people who did this with us are absolutely phenomenal. We were so lucky to get these
Incredible.
guys.
Everybody in this video is just so talented. I'm really stoked about the next one, the We Are the Champions.
Yeah,
Can we say that?
Yeah, it's all right. We can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, that's
So,
going to be huge.
You can see down here the gentleman on the green drum kit. That's Kenny Aronoff, who played drums with John Mellencamp for many, 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 many
And he
years.
played on Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
He's currently touring with Joe. Well, actually, they were going on tour before this whole thing started with Joe Satriani. The bass player there is Stu Ham, who played on Steve Vai's Passion and Warfare and played with Joe Satriani back on the Flying in a Blue Dream
Joe
era.
Satriani, who is actually Jason McNamara's stunt double.
I toured
Many people don't know this.
Dude, I toured with him with Chickenfoot, and he was the nicest guy I've ever
Oh,
met.
look at that. How cool.
And then over here on vocals, that's Jeff Scott Soto from Sons of Apollo and sung with Malmsteen. And
Love those guys.
And I think he was with Michael Schenker at one stage. And here's a fun fact. In the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, he does the voice of Jason Fleming's character. So the singer that gets kicked out of the band in Rockstar, he does the voice of the dude that got kicked out of the band.
Wow.
No kidding.
Seriously. And the guy who sang Mark Wahlberg's part is actually one of the lead singers in our We Are the Champions video, which is Millie from Steelheart.
That's right. It's pretty cool.
And of course, most people should recognize this gentleman with the red guitar and the curly hair here. Of course, that's none other than the legendary Brian May from Queen.
Brian May, of course.
So I'll introduce the other band members as we go through, but there is a very, very fun bit coming up next on the video, which is what people haven't seen before. When I watched this, I literally pissed myself laughing.
This is like video breakdown.
Yep. That's Cameron Brown from Scotland on guitar there. Phenomenal guitar player. Marco Miniman on drums.
Marco.
Now here's the bit that I love of RJ's performance.
They even play the house.
Yep. Wait for it. Coffee break.
I need to recharge a little bit, you know? Yeah. Oh, I'm running out of empty. I need some coffee. Oh, yeah.
To the face and the head now. Just to reiterate quickly while we're introducing the
Alex
band.
Skolnick.
Yep, and that's Bumblefoot there from Sons of Apollo, and also played with Guns N' Roses when Slash was out of the band. And interestingly enough, the guitar that he's using there, the double neck, unlike my double neck over there, is a 12 and 6. His is a 6 string and 6 string, but the top neck is fretless.
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Oh wow.
So
That's
that
crazy.
solo, if I play that again and you haven't actually pay attention to his solo this time, which is hard to do because like RJ's playing the house and drinking coffee and everything is just too funny.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, it's awesome. I love it. That's why I put this thing together. But he's playing on a fretless guitar neck. And if I can manage to pause it,
guitar.
if I can pause it at the right moment, I don't know if you can see it there. There's a couple of drops of the coffee that have spilt just here.
Nothing gets past you, Jason.
Well, because I could stop motion, like frame by frame this thing on my computer. There you go. You can see a bit of coffee spilling out of the cup right there as he puts it down.
Hopefully that's decaf, man. I mean,
That take was no good. Nope.
This guy decaf, really? B-Rock, I'd like you to meet Arejay Hale. You obviously don't know this guy at all.
he's not like Jim Carrey at all.
I gave up coffee for like a month, but I relapsed hard. I love coffee.
Next lead guitar player off the rank here is Alex Skolnick, the massively talented Alex Skolnick from Testament.
That's right. Alex Skolnick plays this part.
Yes, he does. He's next. And then the two backing vocalists down the bottom there are the blonde-haired gentleman is James Lomenzo, the bass player from White Lion, Pride and Glory with Zakk Wylde, was in Black Label Society, was the other bass player in Megadeth, the only other bass player to ever play in Megadeth, which I think he was there for like 6 or 7 years. And that's Bumblefoot doing backing vocals there as well, and Jeff's singing there. But in actual truth, it's my voice doing the super mega high harmony there.
Whoa!
So, well, I got some skills. I might not be famous for being a musician, but I got skills.
Hey, it's your show. Plug yourself.
And then two Alexes there for his harmony part. There's me playing guitar there.
How much does Jason look like Joe Satriani, B-Rock?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How much does Jason look like Joe Satriani, B-Rock?
Just a little bit.
I honestly did not know that was you. I thought that was Joe. It's so funny.
That's why you didn't realize I was in the video. Well,
I know.
One of the bands that Mackenzie's dad and I did together was actually a Van Halen tribute show that was called Van Hagar, because we had a singer who sounded much more like Sammy than Dave.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I was playing second guitar and keyboards in that band.
Has anyone met Sammy Hagar before?
Oh, I wish. I would love to meet Sammy so much.
I have.
Oh,
dude,
he's so cool.
Have you met him, B-Rock?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with Chickenfoot, when Satriani was on
that's
there.
Right.
I think the cool thing about Joe Satriani is the hats he wears. His wife makes a lot of them.
I don't think they're. I think like that band was made up of like the coolest members of like all their. Like I don't think there was a single asshole in that band at all. Like, who played bass with Chickenfoot?
Michael Anthony from Van Halen.
That's right. It was Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, Chad Smith, and
Sammy Hagar.
And Sammy, yeah, which are like all just like such sweethearts.
And then when Chad couldn't do it because of Chili Peppers commitments, Kenny Aronoff was the guy who filled in and played in the band.
Oh god, what a sweet guy! What a just explosive personality.
Yeah. Kenny's been on the show, and he's a wonderful, wonderful dude. He
Such
really
a sweetheart.
is.
I've met him a few times. He's great. Yeah.
Well, have you guys heard about the parties that Sammy Hagar throws and how these kind of super bands come together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I was a better guitar player.
I actually got to drink a homemade margarita made by Sammy Hagar himself.
Wow.
With his like super like top shelf tequila.
As you do.
Oh man, it was good too.
Well, I'll get us through the end of this video, and then we'll I don't know what we'll do next after that, but let's get through this.
Make fun of me.
Oh come on, no, that's awesome. I've not been able to figure out exactly where it happens, but you can see here if I can get a good still. Your snare drum, so your left-hand snare drum stick has actually slightly shrunk during the course of the performance.
You know what? That was where I was like, I better not screw this up because I think I can only do one take with these sticks.
Yeah, it must have hurt your hands so badly.
I don't even have drumsticks in my house.
Isn't that crazy? Which is hence why you improvise like this.
In a way, I'm kind of glad that I don't have a drum set at my house. Because that would have never happened.
Take that, Brian May.
Suck it, Brian May. Just
In
kidding.
case anybody missed that, let's get that ending one more time because like he's like playing around the drum kit there is just hilarious.
Where's Fluffy?
Take that, Brian May.
So if anybody wants to watch that in full, that's going to be on my YouTube channel.
That is ingenious.
Go to youtube.com/
Jason McNamara,
Jason McNamara.
and you'll find it on
Which
there.
is a really fun name to spell because there's a lot of A's and
And there's but
McNamara.
people always put it as an MAC, but it's actually just MC for my particular McNamara.
I can see
so
that getting confusing. Yeah.
it does happen. So,
Yeah.
but
A
yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
people call B-Rock Brock by mistake, which is pretty funny.
Which happens, but that's not that big of a deal.
Idiots!
We got a
This is
question from
Brock
Sam
Hudson.
about the video.
oh yeah, go for it. Was the moustache cultivated specifically for the clip?
Nope, that was just bored in a house, and I'm in a house bored. That was like before I was getting all these other projects off the ground. You know, it's just like, yeah.
I gotta say,
cut
I'm
myself a mustache.
glad you shaved that off, dude. I have to
Well,
say that. I mean,
the
come on.
only reason I shaved it is because I want my girlfriend to want to have sex with me. You know?
Yes, RJ grew it so that he could. RJ grew it so he could offer mustache rides, and then realized he was in a relationship, and that whole thing went to shit.
No. B-Rock gets a pass.
You know, I mean, God,
Why do you think they call him B-Rock? Huh?
that's a good mustache when you have like kids, but you know, if you don't, you gotta take care of that.
Yeah, it's way too creepy. Like I don't have the right face for a mustache. Josh can grow a mustache and look like super cool. I don't have the face for it.
Mind you, though, in saying that, like, I mean, I don't want to be nasty here or anything, but like, seriously, B-Rock, did you steal that hat from Fred Durst or what?
So okay,
rolling. Yeah.
Here's the story. All right. So during this quarantine time, when we came up with this, I gave myself a haircut, and it's absolutely terrible. So I've been wearing hats nonstop, and I have to. So I go forward, backwards. You know, I mean, come on. Yeah, it is Fred Durst, though, basically.
Yeah, basically. Here's actually a funny, true story. I wish I had some video here to back this up. I do have it on a cassette version from a handy cam.
Quality writing makes your schoolwork better.
RJ's getting something prepared.
All right, there's an ad.
In 2002, February of 2002 was the first time I ever went out to Los Angeles from Australia, and it was because I auditioned for Limp Bizkit.
Shit.
Oh wow!
True story. You didn't know that, Mackenzie?
Hey, no.
Yeah, man. Did you know?
Cool as.
Now, hang on. 2002, RJ, you would have been. Yeah, I knew he was going to play that.
There we go.
Put your hands up!
Oh, get to it. Here we go. Keep on rolling, baby. Sing it.
Keep rolling.
B-Rock. Oh, I think I broke it.
Oh, nice
All right,
move,
let's get
B-Rock.
that out of there.
But no, true story.
That was
Like
fun.
they were when Wes Borland left the band, they did an open cattle call for guitar players to come and join, and they did like this massive because you would have been pretty young at the time, so you guys
I
might not
would have been
remember this.
2.
Yeah, but like RJ would have been. Hang on, 2002. You would have been like
4.
Wow.
you weren't that young.
He's only 23, remember?
Yeah,
Right. Remember?
yes, in his own mind. But they did this big thing where they did like 30 calls across America, and they like basically got on a bus and they traveled from city to city. And for the one in Los Angeles, B-Rock's taking his screenshot. Dude, you got to warn us. Do it again. Bastard.
All right, you guys ready? Come on.
Oh, wait.
Okay, ready? Do a screenshot. 1, 2, and go. Perfect.
Hang on, let me plug the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one more time. There we go.
Got it. Sorry, I'm totally that guy. You know.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, we
All
had,
right, there's always one.
See how
We
committed
didn't
I
know
am
that.
to our
Yeah,
craft,
exactly, Mac.
Rock.
She's on it. There's always one. She's right.
Hey, Brock, where's your poster, huh?
Soon, very soon.
Soon. It's in the mail.
So they did this 30-city call where they drove this bus around from town to town to town and went to guitar centers in various places. And for the one in Los Angeles, the way it happened was a radio station was in cahoots with Universal Music, who was their record company. And they did this big call Australia-wide. And I happened to be the guy who called up and played and did what they liked and
You
what have
auditioned
you.
for Limp Bizkit?
And I auditioned for Limp Bizkit.
Wow.
Dude.
That's
I got
amazing.
I got flown to LA,
That's so cool.
and it was kind of cool to go and do that. But obviously, I didn't get the job. But
You
hey, what
can
do you do?
you can have that to your name. I almost played in Limp Bizkit.
Exactly. Well, it's a true
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Good for
So,
you, man.
That
I think
is-
that
that's
deserves
awesome.
a little bit of good.
That's so cool.
If anyone could pull off some Wes Borland, it would be you. I've seen your playing.
Well, thanks, mate. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was a great thing to go and do and have a shot at. But, the craziest thing about that whole thing was, unfortunately, looking back in retrospect, it was a publicity tour and that's it, because they ended up having the guitarist from the Melvins waiting in the wings to go and play with the band anyway.
No.
But hey, it was a fun experience. I got to go to LA. It was all paid for, and it was a great blast. to
Well, I
do
mean,
that.
if not, you could play in Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, that'd be all
Hey,
right.
there we go.
The world is a vampire.
Do, 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 do.
Although I don't really know that was very Billy Corgan of me. I don't really know what that accent was that I was using there, boy. Just kind of fell out. Didn't sound anything like Billy Corgan.
That sounded more like Switchblade, dude. Come on.
The world is a vampire.
He's
Yeah,
quick.
that's right. That's right.
Speaking of which, this show cannot monetize because we keep playing all these songs. So just in case anybody has the desire to support the show, there is a PayPal link in the description of the videos
Oh,
on YouTube
shit.
and
Oh,
Facebook,
nice.
just in
Oh, yeah.
case that comes
Did
up.
I screw you up by playing copyrighted
dude.
songs?
No, because I played your song at the start of the thing anyway, so I can't do it. Like, that's part of what we do on this show.
Oh yeah, you didn't get my permission. I was like, "Fuck no!" How dare you play my music?
Yeah. How dare you have me on the show and try and play my music and promote what I do with my band?
What the fuck is this shit?
Now, I'm going to get this ready because Mackenzie actually had a question about one of your songs that I've got to get pulled up here and ready to go. Give me 1 second. Why is
That's a
this
nice
not
microphone,
working?
B-Rock.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Isn't it
Yeah.
beautiful? Is that gorgeous?
What is it,
shiny.
B-Rock?
Man,
What is
somebody?
the
Somebody had.
I'm obviously semi-new at this, so I hope it sounds good. But yeah, it's just a snowball. I mean,
Yeah, somebody had a really good eye. Whoever picked out that.
I'm guessing RJ picked it.
Dude, I literally. Oh, here's a funny story. So like during the lockdown, like you can't get webcams, you can't get USB mics, you can't find any of that stuff on Amazon now because like everybody's doing it because it's all we can do. So everybody and their mother is starting a podcast, and us included, of course. Okay, we're assholes too. Or they're live streaming or game streaming or whatever. I found 2 USB blue snowballs at this local electronics store that was allowing people in with masks and stuff like that. So I put on my mask, risked my health, literally like got the boxes, went straight to the post office, boxed them up, mailed them to these guys. They showed up literally like a couple hours before we aired.
Oh,
And we were freaking out. We were like, oh my God, like we did all this, we prepared all this. If we don't get these mics, we're gonna have to like postpone it. Like, no, like we were like this, like everything was set up except for the microphones. So,
our text chain was like crazy that morning. We were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
yeah.
No, just wait." And then finally, we all got them, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much."
Both you and Eva sent me the picture. I was like, yes.
Well, at least it worked out. And hello, Brazil. We have a hello here from Brazil. Just for the
Hello,
record.
Andre Souza from Brazil. Are you from Sao Paulo or from Rio de Janeiro or somewhere else? Those are the only 2 cities we've ever been to. Sorry.
That's right. They're the popular and easiest ones to get to, I guess.
Oh my God, so much fun! I can't wait to get
Oops.
back down there.
And
Maybe
Amanda
we'll
Coombs.
Maybe we'll take Stop, Drop, and Talk on tour, and we'll go down to Brazil and do a show down there. I think that's a pretty good idea, right, B-Rock?
That's a pretty good idea right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith. Keith just donated to the show. That was nice of him. Thank you, Keith.
Yes. Give it up for Keith. Give some
Legend.
props to Keith. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, Keith. I appreciate it very much. Amanda Coombs up in Canada puts on here, Fred Durst is under 5'8", so Jason would tower over him, which is true, because you and I, RJ, we're pretty much the same height. I'm 6'3". You're pretty close to that, right? You're
Yeah, about
6'1"?
that, yeah.
Oh shit.
6'1", 6'2"?
6'1", yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on what
No
7-Eleven
way.
I'm walking out of.
Good call.
Wait, Jason, you're a giant.
Yeah, I'm not exactly small.
He's a gentle giant.
Wow, you guys are
that's
actually
true.
pretty
Yeah.
tall. My gosh, holy cow.
So how not tall are you, B-Rock?
How not tall am I? I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
And a half.
Now,
Oh, of course.
in American terms, do you know what your height is, Mac? I know
I
what
think I'm
you are.
like maybe 5'2".
Which is pretty tall because
I'm
B-Rock,
tiny.
true story, my wife is
5'8",
Japanese. We
dude.
live in Tokyo. My wife is 4'9".
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh
that's-
wow.
I was going to say, I don't think 5'8"
Yeah,
is that
Shoko's
short.
tiny.
She is. But she's cute, so I can't really
She's
go wrong.
adorable.
What do you mean in American terms? Like, what do you guys...
We
How
use
do you- how do you-
centimeters, dude. We don't speak gibberish.
Yeah,
we
we
speak
use the
metric
metric
system.
system.
We don't use
Oh,
gibberish.
yeah.
I like that. This is new to me. I like that.
Oh, do you guys want to find out a really cool fitness trick I learned?
Sure.
Why
Get
not?
this, guys. I have 0 ounces of body fat on me right now. Do you want to know my secret? 0. If you want
Cheating.
0, if you want 0, absolute 0 ounces of body fat on your body, the easiest way to do it is just to use the metric system.
Oh, my God.
He's actually right because we use kilograms. That was terrible.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't have children, dude? Because that was a massive dad joke.
You know what? The only dad in the band is Josh, but I provide him with all of his dad jokes.
Yeah, I think so. I was just asked about the PayPal link. If anybody is looking for that, which thank you very much. I do appreciate that a lot. The link should be down in the description of the YouTube and the Facebook videos. So you just, I'll try and find it and I'll put it in here in the chats in a minute. So
And you deserve all the
appreciate that.
support, man. You're out here on the front lines keeping people entertained.
Thank you. And I mean, look, it's the thing when you got a lot of friends in bands, you kind of. And plus, I'm a video guy anyway, so why not? Mackenzie, you wanted to ask about a particular song with a very cool drum intro. That
Yeah.
So I'm going to play the little intro, and then she's going to ask the question. That is such a killer intro, dude.
That is
Thanks,
so
man.
good.
That was kind of
I've-
our that was kind of like we need like an intro like Dire Straits, like I want my MTV, like we need some crazy drums. I was like, crazy drums? Sure. So what's
Yeah.
your
What's
question?
the question?
Well,
That was so cool. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, pretty much. That's all it is.
No.
That is like one of my favorite songs because of that intro.
Oh, thanks. It's one of my
that
favorites
intro's-
too. We haven't played it live in so long, but I love
Yeah.
I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you like come up with the idea for that?
Well,
I
again,
haven't heard anything like that before.
Well, that album particularly was a really fun creative outlet, even though I think it's probably maybe not really up there as far as like fan favorites compared to like Strange Case or Vicious or maybe even the first one. It's probably everyone's least favorite Hailstorm album, but it was because we did it so differently, and it's cool. Like I'm kind of glad that we did it that way because it showed growth, like in our, with us, like we were trying to get out of the aggro rock thing and trying to go in more of a creative way and more of a alternative way. So we decided to make it one musical piece. So like everything would flow. We'd have all these little transitions, little things in between songs. So you can listen to it front to back and it's just nonstop. It's just like a one big piece, like Tool's Lateralus or like, what's that, Mars Volta record, that first Mars Volta record, even though not as crazy, not as like insane, but same concept. We wanted like a full musical piece. So one of the transitions was like, well, we need like to do like a drum. Well, actually, we originally wanted to do an entire drum solo, like Moby Dick, like on Zeppelin, like on Zeppelin 2, right? Yeah. And we were like, well, and I don't know. I wasn't really big on that because I was like, it's just too like that's gonna get boring after a while if you're just listening and not being able to watch it. So because there is no one greater than John Bonham. There will never be another John Bonham. So I'm not gonna like try to attempt that, you know. But it was our way of meeting in the middle. So we would have like an interesting, a fun little, you know, musical interlude that was also kind of like a little mini drum solo, you know. Because I mean, we're always trying to capture our live show on record, and you know, a drum solo or drum breakdown or whatever, like drum transition is always kind of like has always been a part of the show.
Yeah.
You know, hence the big sticks and all that. So, so we were like, well, why don't we like just put like a little drum solo on the record? That could be kind of fun. So I was like, all right, I'm fine with that. So I just went down and laid down a bunch of shit and just kind of like looked at everybody like, here we go. And by some miracle, because another interesting fact about that album, about which is Into the Wildlife, that album, was we recorded everything live. We recorded we did basically all the basic tracks. We did the drums, the guitar, and the bass, totally live. And later we would add vocals, and we'd occasionally add a solo. But we did it all live. So the three of them are just like right there looking at me like, here we go. Like, and I'm just like looking, I'm like, here we go, ready. And like, I just like literally just kind of like, and put my hand up. And as soon as I came down, they were like, bah! And they were like, yes, you know? And also another fun thing about that album is that we didn't cut anything, like everything. And this is something we've done for every album besides the first one, like Strange Case, Wildlife, and Vicious were all done. Well, I mean, as far as the drums go, all the drums are done front to back. Like it's got to be one take. We don't want to cut. We don't like, our producers hate cutting things in. So they're like, they want a full performance front to back. But on that album in particular, in Wildlife, since we did it in such a big studio, it was actually an old church that our insane producer Jay Joyce had in Nashville, and it was just amazing. So we recorded the drums, the guitar, the bass, everything live. So we literally had to like nail it, or we'd have to do the whole song over again. So it took maybe about 15, 16 takes, but we actually got it.
Dude, RJ, what made you guys? So last time I saw you live, you guys had those huge sticks.
We were just talking about the big sticks earlier,
yeah. What was the influence behind that? I mean, where did that come from?
I have a story for that. So it's a story I'm sure a lot of fans have heard before, but I'll say it again. I got the first pair I ever got was from a fan of ours back in Pennsylvania, who was an owner of a Chuck E. Cheese franchise. And one of the stores was shutting down. He's like, we have these giant drumsticks hanging on the wall. Like, do you want them? I'll bring them to the next show, and we're just going to throw them away. Like, can I bring them to you? I was like, oh, of course, sure, So he brings me to the next show, and I'm like, oh, cool, thank you so much. He's like, yeah, I guess you could, like, throw them on your wall. They're a cool decorative piece. I was like, oh, no, I'm going to play with these tonight, Just being the stupid kid I was. So in the middle of the drum solo, I pull out these big sticks, and, this is back in the day, so it's just me, my sister, and my dad. And they all, and we had a guitar player named Leo at the time, who now, I think, he was working as a tech for Daughtry. I think he might still be with him. But shouts to Leo Nessinger. Love you, bud. Anyway, so they were all just kind of like, what the? Like nobody knew that I was going to pull them out. So everybody was surprised, and they're like, oh my God. And it's nothing that special, but everyone seemed to love it. So it's just a running gag that we've had. And we stopped for a little bit. And then years later, we made the record and we went on tour, and our first record, and we were like, well, we're going on tour and nobody knows our songs. We're a brand new band. We got to do something that's really different and that's going to really set us apart from other bands. And so we had this drum breakdown where I would start a solo. They would bring out these trash cans. I would jump down. We do a 4-person trash can solo. And then I would go back behind the kit and then play with the big sticks. And so we had this whole middle section of the set where we did this weird drum breakdown. And so that was kind of what started that. And ever since then, it's actually been really cool. I've seen a lot of other rock bands have start to apply weird, different antics to their live show. I think a great example is Nothing More. You know the band Nothing More? Wait, Nothing More?
No.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Nothing More, Nevermore. Wait, it's Nothing
No,
More.
it's
right?
not. It's Nothing
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
Oh, you guys never heard of the band
Nevermore
Nothing
are a little bit more serious than that.
Sorry, yeah. But they have a bit where like they have like all these drums and they have a bass, 4-person bass solo, and the singer Johnny gets up on this crazy contraption and does all this stuff. So also we tour with In This Moment. They have a crazy production. So a lot of bands. Oh, and Starset has a cool production like where they dress up like spacemen. So it's cool to see like bands that are applying and getting creative, thinking outside the box, like coming up with like a theme, like making it like a theatrical show.
You mean
know?
like Tommy Lee from Motley Crue spinning around in a roller coaster drum kit in a cage that spins? Oh my God.
He was probably the first to, I mean, like that shit was legendary because no one else did that before that.
I saw them now because I'm old. I saw them on the Dr. Feelgood tour in Melbourne. I took a train,
jealous.
740 kilometers it was to go from Adelaide to Melbourne. Ended up
That's
living
like
in Melbourne,
one
mind you.
metal band I will always have a soft spot for. Like I love Motley Crue.
They're amazing.
What
Like
about
they
you, Rock?
pioneered so much stuff.
Does that beat though the Blink 182 drum solo where he's like above the crowd?
Oh man, I love me some Travis Barker too. Fuck.
But yeah, no, I agree. Motley
But
Crue.
yeah, he
You-
did
you
kind of
can't beat
steal that from Tommy Lee, didn't he?
Well, I mean, considering like Tommy Lee's like would like raise up and then spin and then sort of project out a little bit and come back. And that was back in 1990 he was doing that.
That's right. And
wow.
I mean, every tour after that, he topped it. He did the thing where he went over the crowd, and then he did the Wheel of Death, and then he did before that, when he did my favorite Motley tour, I think was that I wish I would have gone to was the Carnival of Sins when he did he was playing on all the metal stuff, like and flying back and forth like a trapeze act over the crowd.
It's crazy.
But when I saw him was on the Farewell tour when he did the roller coaster, and that was really badass.
Tommy Lee's in a league of his own. Like that guy is such a good drummer too.
I know. I'm
Dude,
really,
he's
I'm
so
really,
good.
I'm really grateful I got to meet him with my friend Will Hunt, who plays drums in Evanescence. So me, Will, and Tommy were hanging out backstage, and I mean, terrible things ensued. It was fun.
Funny little story about Tommy Lee when we were on Crew Fest.
Yeah.
He had his son, and his son, of course, is a little bit of a hellion, and he got in trouble for shooting the crew members with like a little pellet gun.
That sounds
As you
about right.
do.
He's like, you got to stop doing that, dude.
My dad says it's okay.
Yeah.
You're not my
I've been-
dad.
Yeah, exactly. I've been sent a video by a fan whose name I've got to quick from the email again, so I actually give him credit for sending this through, which is going to be awesomely cool to play on the show next. The fan's name is Matt Lewis. Thank you for sending this through, Matt. That's really cool. What you're about to see is quite cool, to say the least. And RJ, I have a funny feeling you're going to enjoy or cringe, depending on how you feel about the concept. Seeing this video. Shit, hang on, where did the window go? What did I do? I've lost it already. Hang on, I'll find it again. Hang on one
technology.
second. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Everyone's
tell me
giving us
about
a
it.
pass because everyone's doing this. Everyone's dealing with home technology, you know.
Exactly. Here we
Which
go.
is
I
kinda
got
nice.
it now.
There's like no pressure to make our podcast that professional because like no one else is doing anything professional. So yeah. Now when the world goes back to normal, we're gonna have to step up our game for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we all will.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Now, okay, I've got it here, and here is the window. Here is the video, and check this out.
Now my sister might cringe at this, but I am super proud of it.
1999. Wow. Oh, she's got a guitar.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Holy
Was he 99? I was 11, I think, or 10. I think it was 10.
That was the year I was born.
Your sister and I
Hey!
have the same taste. I got a
Thanks.
red guitar too.
Yeah, Roland AX1, baby. And there's my
Is that your
dad.
dad on the bass?
There's my dad. There's Papa Storm. Papa Storm,
Oh,
you
this-
watching? I gotta
this is
text
so
him the link. Hang on.
Papa Storm. I love that. Kind of reminds me of Papa
I
Smurf.
gotta shoot him a text. Tell him to get it. Dude, I need. Can we get
Papa
my dad on the
Raj.
show?
I'd love to get your dad on the
Oh
show.
my god.
love how choreographed this
This
is.
is so amazing.
What was her first instrument? Was it keys or guitar? Oh, Jason texted his dad. He's not listening. Look at those chicken legs. She's going to kill me for saying that.
You're in trouble.
She got that from my dad. I got my mom's thunder thighs over here.
Who's the girl on the drums?
Where's my rim shot? There you go. I'm super proud of this, man.
You got longer hair than Lizzie in this video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was back in my... a couple years later, I was getting the Jay Silent Bob reference. Check that old school Hailstorm shirt. We actually just reissued that shirt on our 20-year anniversary.
Man, is that like Weird Al on the bass or what?
You're spinning. Yep. What the hell? 2018, we did a 20-year anniversary edition of our T-shirt. Sold out.
Who did this?
Actually, my dad used to get Howard Stern or Steven Tyler.
Actually,
and that's my mom spinning me in the back there. So you didn't want to make her mad before a show, you know? She get it out, yeah.
I love the choreography.
Oh, you gotta love the choreography. We embrace the cheese, you know. I bet then we were thinking like, man, we really rock, and now watching us like we were terrible, you know. But you got to be proud of it, you know.
I don't know. This is amazing. This is really cool.
I want to know, how did you guys build that at home? Like, how'd you build the spinning drum thing?
My dad is super crafty with that kind of stuff. You know what? It's 10 o'clock in Florida. They're probably in bed. We'll bring my dad on next time.
Big John Bonham influence there on having a Ludwig drum kit.
Oh, definitely, man. That was my first drum kit. My first real drum kit my parents ever got me was that old-fashioned Ludwig Sparkle, like, jazz kit. I still have it to this day.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
The purple?
Yeah, it's like a purple sparkle. It's beautiful. It actually sounds cool. It didn't come with a rack mount. It just has like a timbali.
Oh, is that what that is?
That is just unreal how you can like turn upside down like that.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it was a frame built like this. All the steel was donated by a friend of my dad's that he used to work with, and we welded it together, and we installed an old Ford axle on the back and like a little frame to hold it, and we just kind of got lucky that it balanced out right, so my mom was able to spin it real easy.
How nervous were you?
Yeah, my sister doesn't want me to play this. What's that?
How nervous were you?
I was
the
only
first
10
time
years
they
old.
were
I didn't care. I'd be like, woo! Like, you know, you don't have any concept of like, you know, certain death.
I'm seeing you sway back and forward like that. I just can't help but think, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, this is ridiculous.
There are better videos out there, but this one is the one that got a ton of views.
That's crazy. So how many views?
It's so funny because you don't think that, like, you know, oh, in many years all this is going to be out on the internet, you know, back then.
Yeah, good point. That is crazy. Look about a power trio.
Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. That's pretty funny, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So thank you very much
Flashing
for sending that in. I appreciate that. That's cool. And thank you to all the people who donated to the show during this.
Yes.
That was amazing. Thank you
guys
so much.
so much, man. Yeah, dude, Jason, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. Well,
you're
actually,
great, man. I appreciate you for having me on. You're
We're-
awesome. Jeez.
Yeah, well, we're fans, man. We watch you all the time, man.
oh,
It's
thanks,
awesome. We
guys.
loved your bass player roundtable. That was great.
That was a lot of fun having those four
Yeah.
guys on the show.
That was great. I love Billy Sheen, man. He's great.
Yeah, Billy. Like, so having Billy on the Sons of Apollo show, and then like the next show 3 days later having like Stu Ham, Tony Franklin, Rudy Sarzo, and James Lamento. It was just like,
oh wow,
yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen that guy in so long, but we became really good friends because we had our mutual friend is my vocal coach, Korean Sheehan. Shout out to Korean Sheehan. And it's funny, they have the same last name, but they're not related.
Funny about that.
They're both from MI, you know.
Oh wow.
And super talented. So yeah, he's just such a great soul. And now I know he lives in Nashville, so I gotta hang out with that guy.
I don't know where Billy is, but I know he's in Nashville.
I think he's in Nashville. Yeah, he's such a great guy. And of course, we're good friends with Mike Portnoy too. You know, of all the winery dogs. So yeah,
yep,
it's one big family.
I was actually just watching a bit of your video today with Mike Portnoy when you guys were sitting down a few years back doing a chat about drumming and stuff, and you had a small drum kit there with you.
That's right. Yeah, we had like a little dueling. That was a really fun opportunity to get to do that with him, because like the whole time I'm just there. I'm like, I'm the new guy. This dude's a legend. You know, like I'm just gonna let you do your thing. But like, you know, halfway into the whole thing, like you forget that you're talking to a legend because he's just such a down to earth dude. You know, he's just such a cool, normal guy. You know, he's a funny dude.
And I mean, look, what Mike Portnoy did for the music industry, because I mean, he was the driving force behind Dream Theater right from the beginning, you know, what he did for the industry by creating that band and doing what he did is just unparalleled.
When we first met him, he was playing drums in Avenged Sevenfold. Shout out to Johnny Christ!
Yes.
Woo!
Johnny Christ!
Yeah, he's our buddy.
Love Avenged Sevenfold.
I was just asked in the sorry, go on.
One of the most fun bands to tour with. I loved another band I watched every night because their show was just insane.
I'm so jealous of you, RJ, because I haven't even seen them yet.
Me neither.
You will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan, but being in Rapid City, South Dakota here.
Like I said, man, once all this is over, well, come to Nashville, man. I'm sure they're going to play here at some time.
Yeah. I've been waiting for them to tour to Australia for years.
Hell yeah. I mean, how hot is Sinister Gates, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie Shadowski, Matthew Shadowitz.
I gotta say though, hail to the king. That's probably my
hail to the king. Yeah, that's right.
Tune.
Watch your tongue, I'll have it
cut from your head.
What's the story? Like, you could actually be a lead vocalist in a band in your own right, yeah?
What, me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love singing. I mean, that's all I do all day is I sing, you know? But yeah, I mean, I've been taking vocal lessons from Korean Sheehan for years now. And sometimes we will do it over FaceTime. We haven't done it in a while just because of this whole thing going on. And she's in LA and now I'm in Nashville, so it's a little harder for us to get together. But she really, really just like put me through vocal boot camp and ended up like, you know, coming out feeling way stronger. I feel way more confident singing backing vocals with HAMESTORM. But yeah, like I do love singing lead as well and would love to be able to do that someday. It's kind of tough right now because my life's pretty consumed with HAMESTORM right now. But yeah, someday would be really cool, you know? I might need a guitar player.
I think we might do what you asked, which is to do a cover of One Vision and get you to be the lead singer.
Vision, absolutely, man. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just send you some. I'll just send you a vocal performance of that song, and then you can put it together. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we're gonna do that, let me record the guitar track first, so that we've got something to a click track for a change. Because normally the songs that Brian's been doing, we haven't had a click track, and we've just had to
Brian,
hodgepodge it all together.
Sorry, you're not included on this one. We're sorry, man.
Do it without him.
Yeah, we listened to what you sent us, and it just doesn't really just fit with. I think we do it better.
Not quite where I was going there, but
yes,
hey.
Sorry, it just doesn't really sound like Queen when Brian May is playing on it. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I could start my own 1999 Hailstorm cover band with this red guitar.
Look at that! Oh my god!
I love that thing.
We love.
You know what? I gotta say, I got to see Queen with oh god, what is his name? The singer that they the guy from
Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert,
Oh,
that was it.
yes.
What a fucking amazing show!
Oh my God.
I mean, like when you see, I mean, obviously Freddie Mercury is like probably
Freddie Mercury
in my top three. Freddie Mercury, Lane Staley, and who would be number three? as far as like frontmen.
It's your number 3. I'm waiting.
You know what? If it's just singers of all time, I would have to say Lane Staley, Freddie Mercury, and
The guy from Journey.
and Wilson.
And dude, Ann Wilson, phenomenal.
Ann Wilson's one of my biggest inspirations growing up.
I saw Heart opening up for Def Leppard in Australia in 2011, just before I'd left to move overseas. They were doing an acoustic version, just Ann and Nancy together on stage of Alone.
Def Leppard. Oh wait, Heart opening for Def Leppard?
Yeah,
Heart
opened for Def Leppard.
Interesting.
I would think that Heart would headline. Oh,
I think it was Heart's first time ever to Australia.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
That totally makes sense. We play with Def Leppard. They're amazing too.
Yeah, they were. You play with Def Leppard? Oh, of course they do.
We play with them in Trondheim, Norway. Way up north in Norway. But my mom, like Heart was one of my mom's favorite bands, and she raised. My mom is the one that raised me on like. Well, I mean, them being the exception because they're totally a rock band. But my mom raised me on like Heart and like Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson and like all the pop stuff, you know, like the whole spectrum.
Not to change the subject too much, but it's amazing that you brought up Lane Staley because I was just talking to him, not talking to him.
I was going to say, how are you talking to Lane Staley? Dude, Ouija board.
Yeah, dude, I was talking about him and I watched the Unplugged show and I miss that guy so much.
But I got to give props to. Have you ever seen Alice in Chains with William?
I have.
William's
dude,
amazing.
William crushes it. I mean, the cool thing about William is that he's not a Lane Staley copycat. Like he has his own voice, and he's such an incredible singer on his own. Like that was one of the best shows that one of the best bands that we ever got the opportunity to play with was Alice in Chains. Because we have
a couple of other singers mentioned here, such as Dio.
Of course, Dio. Of course,
man,
of course,
and an absolute god of a vocalist here, Mike Patton from Faith No More.
Mike Patton, oh my God, oh my God, he is up there. He is up there. He's. I mean, he would definitely. I mean, oh my God, like okay, so let's say if we had to pick a top 5 favorite, let's do top 5 best male frontmen, top 5 best or favorite female front women. I would have to say
female frontmen.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't say that. No,
wow, sweetheart. Now that you mention it, sweetheart.
I mean, I'd have to put my sister in there because she would kill me if I did.
Yeah.
But let's be fair, sister or no sister, she is a fucking amazing powerhouse of a singer.
Oh hell yeah.
She has to be like one of the top 5 best female singers of all time. Like so,
Definitely.
she's in there.
Yeah.
Joan Jett, Ann Wilson, Pat Benatar.
Yeah, Pat.
God, man, so many. Oh God, you know what's really cool to see now? There's more and more female-fronted rock bands that I'm seeing more and more in the rock genre. You got Stitched Up Heart, you got New Year's Day, you got Arch Enemy. There's a lot of them out there, and a lot more. There's of course Evanescence and Lacuna Coil, who are some of the pioneers in the heavier genres. I mean, Christina Scavia was like one of my favorites growing up for sure. You know,
in this moment.
Oh, of course. Oh my God, love Maria. I mean, yeah, I love seeing more and more out there, and I love seeing more and more girls coming out to rock shows. It's not just a dude's club anymore. Like it's
very far
totally, especially. I mean, we got the chance to do a lot of package tours with female singers, and it was this great movement of like female empowerment and showing girls and inspiring girls to like want to get out there and like and sing. My dream is to do a tour where we can do like Sick Puppies with Emma. We can do Skillet with Corey and Jen. Take some bands on tour that have like female musicians. Pop Evil. There's a lot of kick-ass female drummers out there too.
Well, Evanescence
has
got 2 female members. I mean, Jen Majura,
Jen,
phenomenal.
Yeah. So we need to do a tour where it's like Evanescence, Hailstorm, Sick Puppies, Skillet. Like who else?
Well, I'll tell you who else is a phenomenal lead vocalist, female, and normally in her band she doesn't sing; she growls. Is Alyssa from Arch Enemy?
Oh my God, love Alyssa. I got to meet her a few times. She's awesome.
We've actually on our version that we're doing of We Are the Champions, we actually have both Jen Majura and Alyssa doing lead vocals on that.
So sick. I love it. I know. I got to hear her stems, and she sounds incredible.
She's phenomenal.
So incredible. And you know what? Jen is like so underrated as a singer too.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
like,
she's phenomenal.
she's another one that could totally be a lead singer. Like if she wanted to start like a side project or something, like she could nail it.
Are you
She
talking
actually
about
does.
Jen Ledger?
No,
No,
Jen
no, no.
Majura from
Well,
Evanescence.
Her too,
Oh,
though.
okay, gotcha.
Because I think Jen did she come out with the solo album?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
got a solo album.
Yeah, she does, man, and she's such a sweetheart. I love her so much. We got along so well on. We toured with them like years and years ago, and we became instantly best friends with them. They're some of the sweetest people in this industry. Skillet.
Jen Majura's got a band called Insanity that she does. That is her solo project, so to speak. She's actually got a band around her, but she's singing
Killer.
and playing guitar.
That's so great. I'm so
She's
glad. man.
awesome. As far as
so talented.
male vocalists go, one of my
Yeah.
absolute favorite male vocalists, and let's see if you know who this is, even just from the opening riff. Any idea who this is going to be?
I know this bass line.
Great drummer.
I just heard this. Is this
Go on.
Oh God, it's not. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh fuck. That's
oh,
their
fuck,
name.
fuck. I love
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
fuck, yeah.
The vocal. Here we go. What a vocalist.
Whoa!
This is my prophecy.
You haven't got it yet?
I'm going back.
Sounds very familiar.
You know what?
I should
wanna
know
say-
this.
I know I'm wrong, but it sounds like the guy from Crowbot, and I know I'm wrong.
You
but
are
it
wrong.
Sounds like he could do that.
This
No,
this
I
gentleman
originally-
here.
when I heard the bass, I was like, "Is this Primus?" But I know it's not Primus.
I'll give you a
Um,
clue. The bass player is the singer.
Oh
Ah.
God!
And he's up there in age too.
That
now.
one doesn't sound like
he's-
Thin Lizzy.
No, it's definitely not Thin Lizzy.
Oh,
Although Phil
man.
won, it was great. Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
drawing a blank. Who is it?
It's definitely a high range guy, huh?
Well, he's now 68 years old, and he sounds
some
just
high
as good
notes,
now
man.
as what he did when he was 20.
God.
Yep, there we go. Bino got it. It is Glenn Hughes.
Oh shit! That's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, he sounds amazing.
Mr. Hailstorm got it. Mr. Hailstorm 70. Oh, sorry, Hellstorm rather, not Hailstorm. Sorry, Mr. Hellstorm 74 got it. Black Country Communion is the band,
Wow, that's amazing.
and that band is
That's
insane,
so
dude.
funny. I know I've heard that song before, but I would never have guessed that. That's so funny.
You know who the drummer is on that?
No.
That's Jason Bonham, John Bonham's son.
Oh no, fuck way.
Oh shit!
And the keyboard
I
player
met
is
him.
Derek Sherinian, who's in Sons of Apollo as well, and was in Dream
Oh,
Theater
yeah.
for a while. And the
I
guitar
got-
player in that band is Joe Bonamassa
I got to see Jason Bonham play with Sammy.
with the Circle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, nice. No, for me, like Glenn Hughes is one of the
So,
greatest
so
vocalists of
who
all
would
time.
be your top 5 male vocalists then?
Well, I definitely have to put Glenn in there. I'm such a big Iron Maiden fan that Bruce Dickinson has to go in there.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bruce is just phenomenal.
Man,
I'm a
that's
huge
another dude that still got it, man.
Yep.
I got to see him at Download.
Yep. I'm a huge Queensryche fan, so I have to put Jeff Tate in there.
Nice.
Jeff Tate's a great singer. I think on the fact of not just his vocal, but his performance as a front man. Like I saw these guys in 1990 on the kind of pinnacle rebirth of the band, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. I saw them on the
yes, of
Dude,
course.
I saw them on the Pump tour.
The Rock God. Yeah.
How
on the
See-
Pump
Oh my
tour?
God.
Seeing them on the Pump tour was
Dude,
just
that's
fucking
like
amazing.
that's like one of my top, like, if not my favorite Aerosmith album, probably.
Funny enough, my favorite is the one after Eat the Rich.
I loved Eat the Rich too. Yeah.
Fuck, what a
Oh no,
record.
no. Get a Grip.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Get a Grip. So yeah, Get a Grip is
You
the
know what
record.
else I
That's
loved
right.
was 9 Lives. After that, that was a great
Yeah,
album.
Nine Lives
too.
is an awesome record.
Yeah, didn't that have the song "Falling in Love is so hard on me"? Yeah,
That's the one. Yeah, man. Yeah. And Paul Rogers is definitely up there, but like this is my top 5, so it's hard to fill in the last spot because there's so many great vocalists.
Freddie.
But I was going to say you have to put Freddie in there. You can't.
He's
leave
in my
Freddie
top
out.
5. You know what? I was mulling it over, and I think my top 5 would be Freddie, Patton, Lane. Oh God, wait, I had another one. Oh, what was the other one? Oh crap. Okay, I gotta think some more. B-Rock, what's your top 5?
When you guys put me on the spot like this, I might miss some names, but
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
No, Jason, you're gonna get a flag. Copyright.
What? Actually, I should probably put that camera on, shouldn't I?
Oh, there you go.
And also, this is.
If you go on YouTube and look up the video of Faith No More playing Midlife Crisis on Jay Leno, that is the most epic Mike Patton performance.
For sure.
Oh my God, he would just go crazy.
And I have to play this one. This one's for you, RJ, because I know how much you're going to enjoy this.
I don't know how he had the stamina to be able to jump around like that and sing like that. Like, that dude's a powerhouse. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we'll have to do that one. We'll have to get that one together for you. A few other suggestions here. Chris Cornell, phenomenal. There's too many.
Oh, of course.
I love
God, how
Chris
can we?
Cornell.
How can we forget Chris Cornell, the
Oh,
man that we
we
lost the
didn't.
Grammy to, and rightfully so.
Chris Cornell's got to be. I mean, we can't forget about Fleetwood Mac, Stevie
Oh
Nicks,
my
and
God.
I mean, come on.
yeah.
Thank you,
Stevie
you,
Nicks'
D-Rock.
favorite male vocalist of all time.
No. She is in my top 5 female singers because I actually got to see her live, and she like quickly became my number 1. You know.
What about this
Also,
guy?
Did you know that she's a vampire from like American Horror Story? Did you see that?
No.
She's actually a legit vampire.
Wait. I heard something about that. I gotta watch that show.
What about this guy here, Robert Plant? He's all right for a startup kid.
Oh, I mean, Robert Plant is definitely like, yeah, he's up there. He's just a staple. I mean, every single member of Zeppelin is probably a staple of their instrument. Is probably like in like top 5 drummer, top 5 bass player, top 5 guitar player, top 5 singer. Like, you know, all those guys. It doesn't get much better than that.
Steve Perry's another one mentioned here. Of course, love me some Geddy Lee. I love Rush. What a band.
I was trying to think of my number of. Let me see. Who did I have? Mike Patton, Lane Staley, Freddie Mercury. Oh God, I had a number 4.
You had God in your list? I didn't know he was a singer.
What was it?
I said you had God in your list. I didn't know he was. Actually, no.
God! Yes, of course, God.
God is a woman. It's Alanis Morissette. Remember, we've all seen
That's
Dogma.
Right, I forgot about that. Sorry, God.
B-Rock's left us.
Goodbye, B-Rock.
His battery might have run out. That's highly possible.
No.
Another one that's mentioned here who's a
No, he's on his very fancy equipment that we use for our podcast. It better not fuck up.
Another phenomenal vocalist mentioned here. Chester, I'm assuming, is Chester.
Chester Bennington, I know.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we could go on
amazing.
for days of like best, singers out there.
Too many great singers out there for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely in my top 5. I know he's kind of a newer generation, but Jacoby Shaddix is one of the most energetic frontmen I've ever.
I was talking about him before. Papa Roach.
Oh, Papa Roach.
Roach,
Of course. Sorry, I had a blank there.
Oh, it's okay.
What about yours, Mackenzie?
Oh,
Male,
so
female,
many.
whatever.
Top 5 female,
Oh,
top
God.
5 male.
Oh, well, obviously
Go.
Lizzie's in there.
Of course. Got to give props to Lizzie.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She's of mine too.
I grew up loving Hayley Williams from Paramore.
I love Haley.
Absolutely
That's
loved
another
her
great one.
voice.
Hats off to Haley Williams. Yeah.
Just such an amazing voice. Pat Benatar was another one of mine.
Of course, Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mackenzie's only 20 or 21? Almost 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, her parents
21
have
in
raised her
December.
right. If Pat
Oh, yeah.
Benatar's one of her favorites, she's been raised right.
Who's some of the newer
Yeah.
ones you're really liking?
Some of the newer ones.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, I don't know. I listen to a lot of older stuff because that's what I was raised on.
Yeah. As far as as far as rock music goes, you can't beat the classics. Like in the 70s and
Chrissy from the Divinals. She's
nice,
pretty amazing.
Nice, Chrissy on the Divinals. There we go.
Yeah.
Some cheers for that.
And of course, Floor Jansen from Nightwish.
Oh, Nightwish! That's right. Actually, there is a all-female band in Japan, in Tokyo, called Love Bites.
I know those girls.
They named their band after our song, and they are amazing. Hats off to Love Bites out there. And we actually got to bring them up on stage with us, and we got to play the song Love Bites with them. And God, that's just so incredible to know that a band so far away named their band after one of your songs. It's crazy to think about that.
I'm gonna try calling Midori and see if she answers, and I'll invite her on.
Oh my God, get her on!
Let's see if she actually answers. Let's see what happens here.
B-Rock ain't coming back. Here's to B-Rock. See you, buddy.
I don't know if she's going to answer, but
See
I'll
you
try.
on Friday.
Oh, B-Rock's back.
Oh, great. Oh, hey, B-Rock, good to see you.
Watch the playback, B-Rock, and see what happened just then as you were coming on the show. It was gold.
Pizza Man came.
Hey, B-Rock, nice to see you. Is she picking up?
She's not yet. I'm trying to.
B-Rock of the world famous Stop Drama Talk Back. Have you heard from Eva?
I
Where's Eva?
apologize for that.
Yeah, Midori didn't answer. I tried.
I'm going to text Eva, see if she wants to get on.
I'll be back in 1 sec. I'm going to excuse myself for a second. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, we're going to let the kids take over.
For sure.
It's all right.
Let me
RJ will
call
take over
Eva
that.
too. Let's see. See if we can't get her to join. Eva Steele.
Nice.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, all right,
Nice.
cool. We're going to try to get Eva Steele on there. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's talented. I mean, what more can we say about Eva Steele?
She's great. She's awesome.
Mac, have you heard of
Is that
Dirty
really-
Sexy Riot?
I've
group?
heard of them. I've heard the name, but that's... Yeah.
Well, obviously you don't live anywhere near South Dakota, so you probably haven't seen them.
No.
I thought I was far away from
So
South Dakota. You're way further away from South Dakota.
I kind of missed the first part of the conversation. Like, where are you at?
I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
Melbourne.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my favorite places. I love it down there.
So I say awesome a lot. What do you guys use? Do you say like right on?
Nice, mate.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, what's your default word to say for something that's nice or cool?
Sweet.
Sweet.
I know,
Nice.
just sweet.
Have you been punched by a kangaroo before?
No, luckily I have not been punched by a kangaroo.
Good,
Fair
good.
question.
Yeah.
We got to see a kangaroo when we were in Australia once. That was pretty
Yeah?
cool. Yeah.
You get to feed them?
Oh my God, it is thundering like crazy right now in Nashville. Like, there's a crazy storm. Like,
Is it
I
like a
can
hail?
feel
Is
it-
it a hailstorm?
yeah, well, you guys got the hailstorm. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. We've been getting all kinds of tornadoes. Like, we had a really bad tornado in Nashville, like right before this Corona thing, like really blew up out here. And so I got to give a shout out to all the people that are volunteering to put Nashville back together right now, and kind of risking their health by doing it because
Jeez.
scary time, you know. But people need to rebuild, you know, like people,
Yeah.
that has to happen.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
really sucks because like so many people lost their homes and they're in these public shelters, and now we're having to social distance. Like, it's really, it just couldn't have come at the a worst time, you know.
Yeah.
It really is sad.
100%.
Yeah, so I gotta raise a glass to the volunteers out there. Which
Props
we
to
got
you
we got to
guys.
do the same thing. There's a restaurant called Nicoletto's, that Italian place that was donating pasta to people that like lost their homes during the tornado. And
awesome.
oh, hey, Jason's back.
Hi there.
Hey.
Anyway, so yeah, we got to drive around and hand out some pasta meals to people that lost their homes, and you know, you really get a sense of community when something tragic happens like that. So
Yeah.
let me guess, you had to take a shit. Jason?
No, I needed to refill my glass of water and have a pee, but not a poo.
You would have been gone a lot longer.
You asked. Yeah, well, my daughter comes running and goes, cuddle! And, when a 4.5-year-old wants cuddle, you can't really say no.
Yeah.
See, that's why I just keep a jar near me during the podcast.
Yeah. That plant behind him is actually not filled with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why...
RJ just swells himself when he's...
Poor Eva, she doesn't have the convenience to... That's why Eva live streams from the toilet.
As you do. Why not?
I think that we should do an episode where we all live stream from the toilet. I think that would be hilarious.
She hasn't answered. She's busy right now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she actually does have. She is fortunate enough to work, and so are you, Brock. Like all of us are fortunate enough to work right now during this time.
I'm not.
I know.
I work hospitality. So.
That's why, like, with every opportunity I can, I try to bring attention to all the people that can't work right now, like people that are furloughed. That they can't get a paycheck and they're struggling to get any type of help, those are the people that like we should be donating to,
100%.
So
sure. Yeah.
There's so many nonprofits that are putting in a great effort. So everyone watching, go check it. Go check that out. That's way more important than anything else, I think.
Yeah.
Totally.
But don't leave until after we're finished with the show, otherwise we'll just be talking.
Yes, not now. Well, you could minimize this and then do another search, but keep this going.
I've tried to get hold of the girls from Love Bites, but I'm getting no luck at the moment. But
well,
they're a seriously cool band.
If you do talk to them, please tell them how much I love them and how much I miss them, and I can't wait to see them next time we're out there. I just can't wait to get back to Japan and Australia.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I wish I could go to Australia. How lucky are you guys, man?
Lucky for you, Stop, Drop, and Talk is going to go on tour in Australia. We're going to do live shows, and we're going to do live chats with the crowd. It's going to be epic. It's going to sound just like that.
Make that a thing.
We definitely have that in the works. Like when this whole thing is done, like if this thing, God forbid, like does pretty well, we might be coming to a town near you.
We're coming in strong. So
coming in hot.
Yep.
That's right. Especially with the extremely beautiful Eva Steele.
Hey, Jason, I see what you're doing there in the corner.
You do? She knows what I'm doing.
What are you doing over there? Can you do that in
What's
private?
he twiddling over there?
Yeah, of course, because she can see she's got
off,
the background.
Jason.
Well, no. It's not what I'm doing under the desk.
Look, I know that we're all like, going through,
Yeah, just not now, dude. You can do it in your personal time,
It's my show. I can run it however I wish. No, this legendary singer here, this is our co-host Mackenzie's band.
Live stream after hours. Oh, yes.
I have to show her off because I'm proud of this girl.
I own
She's
my own.
awesome.
I love that line.
Oh, I love
actually
it
came up with that when I was like 14.
You know something?
Go on.
I'm listening. Hang on. I love that your guitar player is playing a Kelly too. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Stratocaster.
What the hell happened?
String bass.
Internet.
Yeah, it's a 6-string.
That's so cool.
Yeah. The guitarist and bass player are actually brothers.
Oh, that's so awesome. Hey,
Yeah.
you gotta love
it's
hands
like-
with siblings.
Palais Royale, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of them are brothers. I love them. I gotta hit them up, man. We gotta get them on the pod.
Seriously, this girl can sing.
She is wailing. Oh,
Great lyric.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
that's a cool line. I like that too.
Oh, that was cool.
That was a cool part, yeah.
So anybody who wants to check out Mackenzie's band, they are on this link here. I'll just put this in the chat.
The way this works, you simply wouldn't understand the lies that seem to go around, the truth in the enemy's hand.
Nobody needed to see that.
Yes.
I've actually been learning ukulele. It's really good. I can
So if
play
any-
like 3 Billie Eilish songs on the ukulele right now.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to check out the band, Evelyn, oh yeah, Rick Arnold's already put it up here. Evelyn.
Thanks,
that's-
Rick.
Yeah.
Now, is it pronounced Evelyn or Eveline?
Eveline.
Eveline. Who I say that wrong?
Bit edgy.
The line. We have. Don't worry. We have a problem with that too with Eva.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Eva.
call her Ava several times because I'm thinking of Ava Longoria. And how can you not think about Ava Longoria? Come on.
Oh man, back in her Desperate Housewives days, man. Wow.
Is she single, B-Rock? Go for it. Make a move. Well, if there's any single ladies, you can hit up B-Rock at bhowie28.
Just look for that
definitely
blue hat on Tinder. You'll find him.
I'm kind of busy with Billie
He's got the,
Billie Eilish right now, though. I mean, me and her, yeah, we've been kind of hanging out. So.
Oh, you and Billy? Cool.
Yeah.
And one day she'll.
Definitely not, but.
I was gonna say one day Billie Eilish is gonna find out that you two are hanging out as well.
You might be a little young for you.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so.
You are that's a long note there, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that back on again. That was impressive.
Do you Hey, your dudes are singing good too. Nice. What a cool riff too.
Yeah, I know.
Great
Those are
vocal
great
control.
band.
Thanks.
Helps when both her mum and dad are singers as well.
Oh yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, really great. You take lessons?
I did when I was younger. I don't take lessons anymore.
I encourage everyone to take vocal lessons because
Yeah.
it's not only like helped me become a better writer, because now I feel like it's done wonders for like my ear, but it's also done wonders for like, you know, any kind of like sinus allergies or anything. Like it's really, I think it really strengthens everything like in your
100%.
mask and everything. Like singing has like, oh my God, like it's my favorite thing to do. I love it more than drumming.
Yeah, you get to learn like a bunch of techniques. They teach you how to like control everything properly, and even those little tips, they can make such a huge difference.
Well, I just think that just being able to take words that you wrote and then sing it yourself, and every time you go to sing a song, it takes you to the place you were when you were writing it, and it kind of like you get into this character. You become that person, and it can draw a lot of emotions out of you, and it can be so emotionally fulfilling. You know, it can be like it's like this release, this like weight lifted off, you know, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, me too.
It's interesting because I can write music, but I'm terrible at writing lyrics. I've never found that. Like, I can sprout shit to the end of the earth, but I can't write lyrics. I just don't feel comfortable with them. It's weird.
Join the club. That's totally me. I can write some riffs, but I cannot. Oh my gosh. Cannot write lyrics.
I got into writing lyrics as a way of getting my thoughts out. You know, like honestly, like I don't regret any like really hard relationship I've been in, a really hard life situation I've been in, because the only way that I can actually feel better is to get my words out, and the challenge of taking a subject and making it poetic and setting it to a rhythm and putting it to a melody is like there's just something about putting words to music that like really just makes it gives the words more of a feeling, more of a meaning almost, you know? So I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it. Like my mom, I think I get it from my mom. My mom is a really amazing poet. Like she's a poetry writer and a story writer, you know? So, and that's her therapy, you know, cause I mean, both her and I relate on the fact that we both, you know, we both suffer from highs and lows, man. Like who doesn't? Like we both get into depressive states and you don't really know how to get yourself out of it. And the best way for me to get out of it is a creative outlet. And I've just fallen in love with writing lyrics or writing melody and music, you know?
And didn't you create like a vocal closet basically right now?
Oh yeah, so this is my closet right here.
You sing into the shirt.
So funny story. I have a house in LA, and but everything we do is in Nashville. And I was at an opportunity in my life where I was single and starting to date again, and in a world where like now it's like I never experienced the world of dating apps. The last relationship I was in was before I met her, before all that, so I was like, okay, this is a new world, and I was like, I'm gonna set my parameters to Nashville and see what happens, because my goal was to either get a house in Nashville or get a girlfriend that had a house in Nashville, and that was the first thing that came first. So so basically I'm in my girl's house, which is like a little tiny 800 square foot kind of like little cottage in Nashville. We just got a new place, but so the only place I can cut vocals is in my closet here. So what I do is I attach my little mic arm attachment right here. I got my gear here. I got my little mic arm that I just kind of like clip this end to the shelf in there, and then I'm able to. So that's how. And I posted a few pictures because this whole past week, instead of writing songs, I've been writing jingles and theme songs and little like silly sound bites for our podcast. So my poor girlfriend is out here like listening to me go like such a big dick, and okay, harmony, like, and then you layer them all together and like tune it, and it sounds all silly, So
this guy can come up with stuff so quick. Oh my gosh,
dude, it's so funny. Last week is like such a blur because like we're just like we got a week to do it. Like we need a theme song, we need all the sound bites for all these segments, we need sound effects, and I was like, okay, luckily I know how to use like recording software, and that was my life for the past week. But yes, this is where I record vocals for writing songs and writing demos in my closet. And I have a Neumann TLM 103 mic, and it mounts right there. And honestly, like I'll tell you, like I think just the fact that there's clothes in the closet really absorbs a lot of the ambience, and it really comes out with like a really yes, thank you. So this is me singing harmonies to "We Are the Champions." Because
Correct.
We didn't want this song to be comedic. We wanted it to be more heartfelt. So
yeah, we've got
I was like,
thing with this.
Obviously, like I don't have a drum set, so I'll have to utilize my other strength, which is singing. So I asked him like, well, can I do a background vocal? And he was like, yeah. So this is me recording "We Are the Champions," and that was really fun.
It was very cool because like we've got a mammoth amount of vocals on the backing track of this. Like,
so what I did here was I recorded like the main harmony, and then I ended up layering the other ones on top.
And we've got that same thing. So like we've got RJ doing 5 or 6 parts. Elisa did 3 or 4 parts. Jem Majura did about the same. Alex Skolnick even sang some parts. So we've got like a mammoth wall of vocals on this thing. It sounds phenomenal.
It's gonna sound epic. B-Rock is gonna rap on it like Fred Durst. It's gonna be great.
No, he's not.
Can't wait to hear that.
No, he's not.
No, I'm definitely not.
No, he's not.
I won't be Fred Durst for very long. Just let me grow my hair out from the terrible haircut, the quarantine cut.
Did you get the suck cut from Wayne's World?
Wait,
remember that? You don't remember that from Wayne's World? The suck cut, where the dude puts the thing on Garth's head and he's like, "It's sucking out my brain."
It's the suck cut.
I totally do it. It was
that's
just
not the Floby, is it?
It was just to the point where like I was like, okay, am I doing like a 2-guard or a 4-guard? And I just ran it over. And then when I was done, I was like, oh, like
yeah, hello.
Yeah, Jason's got the best hair, the easiest maintenance right there.
You see when
so
he has
yeah,
long
I wear
hair.
hats all the time.
Yeah, he's got the. I haven't had a haircut in 3 months. Look,
I've actually got photos of me with my long hair
my
from
girl,
back in the day.
My girl attempted to cut my hair, and she actually did a pretty good job. She just kind of buzzed the sides, and I'm just letting the top do its thing. So, yeah, low maintenance.
You're a rock star. I mean, your hair can look like whatever you want.
Look fucked up and messy and shitty.
Yes, RJ has had some interesting hair over the years. There's no question of that.
Boy, here we go.
Well, dude, you've done it to yourself.
I
You
didn't know
left
this
an
was gonna be a
archive.
roast.
You know you love it.
Oh man, I knew what I was getting into with you, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hang on. Let's have a look here. I can actually quickly grab some of them up online, I reckon. Let's have a quick look here. Let's go to Google Images. All right, Google Images, and let's see what happens randomly here. If we
B-Rock gets
type in.
to do the podcast on a comfy couch. I'm on this uncomfortable chair.
Some people have called it like a casting couch. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I didn't mean for it to be that.
It's gonna look really great with one of these.
If you need to be saucy about it, don't be shy. Just let it happen. So if we go through some of this here, like, please explain.
Oh my god, I love the red hair.
Yeah, I had a red phase.
Wow.
I love that.
The little thing about red hair, though, it is the hardest color to get out of your hair and the easiest color to fade. So
Oh yeah, tell me
after
about
like about 4 days, it looks like shit. So yeah, I went through a red phase just because. You know what? You know why? You want the
That's
honest.
some seriously red hair right there.
Do you want the
I
honest
wish my hair
reason?
went that red.
That's deep, yeah.
You want the honest reason why I really dyed my hair?
Why?
Go on.
Because back in the early days, and
Oh, let me guess. Back in the early days, you and Lizzie could only afford one bottle of hair color, so you shared the one between you.
yes, that was it. That was it. How did you know? Oh my god! You nailed it. No, it's because me and our guitar player Joe would get mixed up all the time in meet and greets. They would come up to him and say like, "Dude, you were so crazy on the drums." He's like, this guy." Like, oh, sorry. Because be like, "Dude, you're such an amazing guitar player." No, this guy. So I guess we had a very similar. We had the same haircut.
Green?
So I did green for a little bit,
Nice.
and I went to the gym. Not anymore.
Yeah, no shit.
Not anymore. Well, so I have some elastic bands, and I've been doing elastic band exercises, and we have an exercise bike. So, everybody out there, get creative. You can still work out at home. I got a pull-up bar for the door frame. B-Rock, what kind of home
definitely.
exercises have you been doing?
I started yoga. And,
very cool.
You know what? I thought it was pretty. I don't know. It was okay to begin with, but
I
guess
love
what
yoga.
I'm saying, I was kind of like scared of it, and now I like it. Like, I'm not going to talk crap about yoga ever again. Like,
I gotta send you a girl on.
So much I
gotta send you this girl on YouTube. Have you been listening to? I think her name is Adrienne. Have you been doing yoga with Adrienne on YouTube?
I don't know. Honestly, it's just YouTube. I just type in stuff.
Dude,
I don't know
gotta
the
send
name.
you this girl. She's amazing. I did like a 30-day beginner's course of yoga with her, and oh my god, it was like I looked forward to getting out of bed so I could do yoga in the morning, and it got all the blood flowing, and it just kind of it was better than a cup of coffee. I'm kidding. Nothing's better than a cup of coffee.
But when you're done with it, you feel so much better. When you're done with it, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
I love this Jack Skellington suit, just for the record. That is awesome.
God. Yes.
I haven't gotten that yet. That's cool. Yeah, that is a striped sequin suit that I wore at the Grammys because there's no way I'm just gonna wear black. Sorry, that's not my style. Oh my god. Eva got back to me.
This is a great photo. I
Hey, sorry,
love this
just got
photo.
done with work. Holy 12 hours of clients. I think Eva Steele is going to join us soon. Oh my
Whoa.
gosh. If only I had like a ooh crowd.
This is going to be the longest show we've ever done. I think the longest we've done so far is like 3 hours and 5 minutes, but I think we're about to blast the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's some dude, I've never really gone through this many photos of you. God, you have a hilarious career. Look at this.
What is?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
See, I was talking earlier about the oppa suits. That was one of the questions. Where do I get my suits from? Because I used to wear a marching band outfit on stage.
I was gonna say you look like you walk straight out of Sergeant Pepper.
Well, yeah, because you want to. So here's the thing: when Hailstorm started, we were on tour with all these bands that had big productions, big light show, pyro, cryo, all this stuff. We had none of that. So we had to get creative and how to put on a crazy show with just ourselves. So we did all these things like the big sticks, the trash can thing.
Didn't you come in on stilts once?
You know what? I think one time I busted my ankle climbing on my drum kit like an idiot, and I had crutches. So
Okay.
when my ankle healed, I would use the crutches to kind of walk out on stage like I was on stilts. So yeah, just because like, oh, I did a stupid thing and I fucked my ankle. Let me do another stupid thing.
Well, that's very innovative. I mean, that's pretty cool.
But so like we were like, oh, what can we do? Like I was like, well, I love wearing crazy outfits, so I found like a secondhand marching band outfit, and again, like everybody loved it. Everyone's like all these fans were making up little drawings of me in the marching band outfit and making little figurines and getting creative, and it's like, oh my god, like this could totally be like my quote unquote like Angus Young uniform, you know? Until I was like, no, fuck that. Like Angus Young didn't have to use all of his limbs. And he didn't have to wear like a coat, you know. Like I don't want to wear a coat when I'm playing. So thank God for Opposutes, discovering them, and I've actually been working with them. They're great people there, and they make like their shit is quality, you know. So someday, maybe I will get them to do like a marching band themed suit. But the other thing I discovered is that I love wearing a suit, you know, like I never got to wear a suit to work. Like, you know, I've always just been like, you know, like grungy t-shirts and, you know, jeans and stuff like that, you know, and I've discovered that I really love like getting dressed up for a show. Like it really does something to you. Like when you go on stage and you're wearing the same clothes that you went to dinner in, you know, it's, or went to catering or whatever, took a nap in, you know, because I only tour with sweatpants. I don't wear belts anymore. Sweatpants. That's it. Joggers. But on stage, I love actually like putting on a suit and getting ready. It gets you in that mindset to go out and perform.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can relate, Mac.
Yeah.
Like you got to put on like a persona, like a character, and it really helps you like get into character, right?
You've got to follow a routine and pump yourself up, right? I mean, it's just like going to work if you wear a suit.
Right, yeah.
I remember when No Doubt were touring, their drummer used to come out with like crazy, like almost clown type makeup on. God, that guy can play.
Songs, man.
Yeah, I remember on their Ready Steady Rock DVD. I love that show. They open up the show with Hey Baby, I think it is, and no, sorry, they open up with Hella Good, and he comes out in literally like a diaper,
which is like probably my favorite No Doubt song. I love that song.
Such a great tune.
Oh yeah, when we tour with Papa Roach, oh my god, their sound guy would tune the PA system to two songs, Hella Good by Papa Roach and Shine by Sevendust. And every time that he would tune the PA system, I would like run out and he would blast it. I'd be like, this is so awesome.
What's your favorite Sevendust record? I love that band.
Oh my god, don't get me started on Sevendust.
Favorite Sevendust record?
That is a metal band that I will always love. Always, always, always love.
We literally just talked about them today, RJ. About Lejean.
Really good friends. You know what really cemented my love for that band is how, and I know I say this about a lot of bands, but I really mean it with this band. They are amazing dudes. Like the most nicest band. Like they treat like for example, we saw them in a little club called the Chameleon in Lancaster, which is like the place to play in Lancaster. Like it's like where all the like cool local bands, like when you play we play the Chameleon, we made it, man, you know. And they were headlining this place called the Chameleon, and like they had no idea who we were. Like we had nothing. Like we were just a bunch of kids, and we didn't know how it worked. Like we hung out by their bus. And we just had like a little demo, and we're like, oh, maybe we'll see him, you know, not thinking like, oh shit, we're probably bugging them, you know, like they probably want to just have some peace and quiet, you know, because a lot of bands are like that, you know. And they like brought us on the bus. They gave us like, we weren't old enough to drink, so they gave us like sodas, and they talked with us, and like Lejean was like so sweet, and Morgan, like I was fanboying over Morgan when I was like 10 years old. I was like, oh my God, you're amazing, you know, and he was super cool, you know. So that is the number one band that has trained us to be the band that we are today, because we still hold that with us. Like when we go on tour and we meet new bands and they give us demos, like we take it seriously. We're like, like what would Sevendust do? Like Sevendust was so cool to us, but that's not even the end of the story. Okay, so anyway, so they bring us on the bus, they hang out with us. Not only do they do that, they give us, we didn't even buy tickets. They gave us like backstage passes and they put us on the guest list, and we're hanging out side stage, and the Chameleon, they're like right there. We're watching them, and oh my God, what a show. Holy shit, what a show. But not only that, like before they go on stage, they're playing like house music over the PA system. They're just playing like random songs. Our song on our demo comes over the PA system. Like, oh my God, they're playing us. They're playing us. And they go on stage, and after the show, we hang out with them backstage, and it was like our firsthand experience, like meeting a band that is so sweet. But I'll be honest, it totally ruined us because not all bands are like that. Like we've been lucky. Like a lot of the bands that we tour with are like that. I mean, like
what's
Shinedown
crazy too
Theater,
is like
Godsmack, Avenged, Popper, like all these bands are amazing. But that's not normally how a lot of bands are. So like it was just like the most incredible example, and the most amazing thing like nowadays is that we're all still friends and we all still play shows together. Like they're still around, which I think is amazing. I will always love them. But
no offense to Sonny, but I'm so glad Clint's back in the band.
I love Clint, man. I got to see him on Shiprock, and I got to see John on Shiprock. Clint and John were doing Clint was doing the solo thing. John, I think, was doing the Stowaways. But favorite Sevendust album?
Yep.
It's a tie between Home and Animosity. Those are my, like, thank you.
That album, dude, Animosity for me is the shit and then some.
Animosity is number one. Home is like a very close second because I love that album too.
I have a vibe like just here.
Got him playing B-Rock.
And the vocals, man, like the fact that three of them sing is just so cool.
Yeah,
nice B-Rock. Here you go. How's this for a vocal?
I gotta give it up to Sevendust.
Often dignified.
I love that in the often dignified.
That's Morgan.
So cool.
Yeah.
That was creepy close. Good job.
And then Morgan here.
I'm such a dork because every time I see them, like I'm singing every word to like any song they play from Animosity. I'm singing like every word passionately, and then like LeJean or Morgan will look at me, and I'm just like trying to play cool. But
dude, so the first time I went on tour with them, and I had to video them. I was so nervous because I was like, this is Sevendust. Like they might be like scary, right? I don't know. I was like 25.
I mean, the songs are kind of angry. So
LJ, like they did a prayer circle and they brought me in, and he's like, "Come in," and I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, come in now." And they like did a prayer before the show, and I was like, "Holy crap, these guys are freaking cool!" Like, I've never met them. Like, this is awesome.
I've been on a few of those too, and it's just like it just gets them all like in the same mindset. And I mean, LeJean's energy is just he is. I don't think he has a bad bone in his body. Like he is. I think he's an angel.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
If he's not an angel, he's definitely an angel's son.
Hey, Sevendust gag. For those of you who don't get that reference, there is a Sevendust song called "Angel's Son," which goes like this.
Probably one of the best songs ever written.
Oh, it's a beautiful. Well, of course, you know the story behind that song, right?
Yeah.
Snot, right?
Snot. Yeah. So when Lynn, the lead singer from Snot, passed away, this was their tribute to him.
Every single song on this album is just amazing.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, Crucified. I mean, God.
And like for
every song,
I reckon my go-to on this album, aside from praise, just like I chuck it on, and it just this song, Trust.
Trust is so cool.
Yes.
The first time I saw them, they played this song live, and I'm just like, yeah.
Love this stuff.
I'll air drum
Crank it.
Sevendust all day. And Morgan does crazy shit.
If anybody's never heard this band, there's the album cover for this record. The album is called
Listen to that
Animosity.
album. It's so good.
And yeah, it's funny. I've bought this album
And,
three
you know-
times over the years because I've just been in a country where I didn't have it, and I've bought the CD again.
I have it on vinyl.
Well, you know what, too? I mean, I think it was their last album, maybe, but they almost won a Grammy for one of those songs, right?
Yes, for Kill the Flaw. Yeah, that's right. And I was rooting for them because they've been hustling for so many years.
Yes.
Like they've been around for so long. And they don't the cool thing is that they just love to play shows. They don't care. I mean, like they're the kind of band that's so good nobody ever wants to play after them,
Yep.
But a couple times on a couple lineups, like for some reason they would book us after them, and like they're a tough fucking band to follow. But they're the band that I will always champion as like I don't even care. Like they should headline every festival. They should be playing like massive arenas. Like
they're so appreciated by everybody in the industry. Oh my gosh.
They really and you know what's funny? Like anytime that we're playing a festival and Sevendust is on the bill, you know where every other band is when Sevendust is playing?
Yeah, watching them.
On side stage like this.
Yep.
Just like watching, just like dude, I could talk about Sevendust for hours.
2008, I saw them open up for Ozzy Osbourne at Rod Laver Arena, which is a great venue.
Incredible.
And even for Ozzy to follow them, I mean, he's Ozzy, he's great. Don't get me wrong, but like they were just phenomenal. They really were.
Dude, they are a tough band to follow. God, man, like I mean, I would love to someday be able to do like a tour with those guys, but have them close.
Yeah.
What's funny? Like they're probably like one of the bands that we're like so tight with, but we've never done a tour with them. Never done a tour. And what's funny? They were doing Shiprocked every single year up until the first year that we did it. I was like, no!
Maybe they're trying to tell you something.
I guess so. Maybe secretly like, these guys are weirdos. They're watching us. I mean, they know how big of fans that we are of them because we like grew up listening to them. But the cool thing is that they don't care. Like they're just like so grateful, to still be doing it. And that's the right attitude to have. That's the way it should be. They deserve to be like the biggest band in the world. But they don't care. Like they just want to play. And Vinny, I love Vinny.
Vinny's awesome.
That
was backstage at that Ozzy Osbourne gig.
That's so cool. And Lejean, oh man, with his dreads, yeah.
This is how good those guys are. Like I was backstage with them at the Ozzy Osbourne gig.
So chill, man.
Yeah, they are. And they're exactly what you said. Their personality is exactly that. They're like the most awesome advocates for the industry and for music in general.
They're everyone's best friend. Yeah,
exactly. And my way to come to them was through Doug Reynolds, who used to run Randall Amplifiers. And the guys were playing Randall. And I remember I was backstage and Vinny and I were just getting along so well. And Vinny goes to me, dude, I'm going to tell you something that is going to be big news in 2 weeks' time that I'm not supposed to tell you, but I know you're going to want to hear this, so I'm going to tell you. I'm like, awesome. And then somebody came up and he goes, I'll get back to you after. And we never got to get to the news. And then I found out 2 weeks later, that was when Sonny was out of the band and Clint was back in. So he was going to tell me backstage at the gig, but we got interrupted and he ended up not being able to tell me at the time. But yeah, he was going to actually tell me.
I never got to meet Sonny, but that dude's incredibly talented too.
Well, I'm pretty good friends with Mikey Dolling, who's the main guy in Snot, and Sonny was from Snot as well.
Right, yeah. I think they're still going, right?
Yeah, well, Mikey's wife is actually Japanese, and he was living here in Tokyo, and his son is like my kids, half Japanese. Half non-Japanese.
That's badass.
So, and he's a really, really nice dude, Mikey. Great guitar player too. And he was telling me about Sonny and how good of a dude Sonny was, and he got it. And Sonny was like, "Man, it's Clint's role. He was out of the band for a while. It was his role. He was just taking up the place to keep the band going, and good on him. There was still some great records while he was in the band, but Clint just has that. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, like Alpha opens up so strong,
it's cool. Like that was when they were kind of going through like a heavier phase, and I liked it, but it didn't quite grab me like Animosity at Home. I mean,
But
because
when-
you gotta love Home too. It's got
Of course.
you know what's a song that's on there that they've never played live that I wish they would have played live was Licking Cream. With Skunk and Andrew. Yeah.
Great
I think
snare
that groove,
sound.
man. Fucking Morgan.
They've never played that live?
I've never seen them play it live. And Lizzie many times was like, "Hey, LeJean, you ever want to play that song? I could sing Skunk and Nancy part. If you ever want to do it, man, it'd be pretty cool." And I was like, "Oh my god, that'd be so cool!" Oh,
God damn! I
so-
hope she sees this and sees you doing that impersonation of her.
That
That'd
is
be
something
awesome.
on both her and my bucket list is to have her sing "Licking Cream" with Sevendust. That would be like, that'd be amazing. I just want to see him play that song live. They never played it live, and it's like such a cool song.
What I think what's cool about Clint is that when he took a hiatus, he came back sober, and he's been sober for like 10 years now. I mean, that's insane.
And I mean, have you seen him? He's fucking ripped.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, his new addiction is working out.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
And I you know what? I applaud him for that. That's amazing. And I was like, B-Rock, like, you're such a great advocate for that too, because I did the same thing. Like, I stopped for like about like a year and a half. I just didn't drink at all, and I was advocating for the same thing. You know, like I mean, like now I like wine every once in a while, but I don't get fucked up like I used to. Like I remember, like for a time, I was drinking. After a show, I would fill up an entire red Solo cup of Jameson, and that was for me. Actually, that's not true. So this is what I used to do. I used to fill up an entire cup of Jameson and then stack cups underneath. And then when I'd walk around after a show, I'd see someone who didn't have a drink, and I'd pour them a shot and give it to them, you know. But then that turned into like me drinking like an entire cup of Jameson. I'm just like, man, I'm just tired of feeling like shit all the time. So I stopped for a while, and I started like kind of like really exploring the world of like the NA beers and stuff like that. And there's a lot of really great NA beers out there. And one thing I really liked doing was I would eat like a little bit of like a weed edible and drink NA beers, and I would get like a nice little buzz where like everything's really funny and everything's just like, it's just a fun hang, but I wouldn't drink, you know. And that was honestly a way more fun hang than, you know, just getting wasted all the time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't, you know, ever drink, but I mean, yeah, I think it's really cool that Clint did that. I mean,
yeah, and good for him.
Good for him. Oh my gosh.
You know, yeah, I mean, and good for props to like all the musicians that are sober out there that do like AA meetings on tour and bring there's a great community of sober musicians and bands on that tour, and it's, you know, it is kind of difficult because you're always surrounded by it. But for me, like when I stopped drinking, my favorite thing to do was to like hang out and not drink and wake up feeling fantastic and not feeling like shit the next day.
I've never understood it because I mean, I've never, ever been much of a drinker at all. Like as in 18 is the drinking age in Australia, around 17, 18, a little bit 19. I was drinking a little, but never got into it. I have to get out of it. So
yeah, you know what I'm really, I think that if anyone feels like they're kind of like pushing it too much, they're drinking more than they want to, taking a long break from it was actually like a really fun experience because it sharpened my senses, it helped my, you know, cognitive process, and I was able to be more sensitive to my surroundings. And but now that I'm kind of like introducing wine back into my life, introducing these things, like I have, because of my experience being completely sober for like a long time, I have no desire to drink just to get fucked up, just to get wasted, you know. I like
Smart
to
idea.
just have a nice glass of wine or two at the end of the day to unwind, or a beer here and there, but and then very rarely, like on Shipwreck, my girl and I did a couple shots of tequila, but you know, I think that it's just important to, you know, understand whether you are whether you can control it or whether you can, you know. And I found out about myself that I can, you know, but I wouldn't have learned that about myself if I didn't stop for that long.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, dude, for getting it under control. A lot of people can't.
Props to you.
Yeah, you're right. I know a lot of people that can't, and that you know, I mean, just because like like I was like, man, like I really enjoy like the social aspect of drinking with my friends and having a beer and having a glass of wine. But you know, I hope that it doesn't get to the point where like I can't control this, you know. And when I felt like I was getting to that point, I was like, well, you know what? Instead of I think some good advice I would give to somebody who's trying to limit themselves on drinking is instead of limiting the amount, because some people are like, oh, I'm just going to cut down to like 2 glasses a day. That can, as soon as you have one drink, you kind of lose, your senses kind of go away, and all of a sudden you can be like, well, I think I can have 5, you know? But so for me, I limited the amount of time. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a month off. See how I feel. And after that month was up, I was like, I feel pretty good. I think I'm going to go for another month. And that turned into like, you know, a year and a half, you know, until we were in Bologna, Italy. And that's where
Which is the show that Bronny went to.
Exactly. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to Bronny. Yeah. Which was funny because like we had a day off in Bologna before the show, and they brought and in Italy, like, oh my God, like, it doesn't matter where you go. If you go into any restaurant and order a house wine, it's going to be the most amazing thing you've ever drank. So I was like, I'll try a little bit. And I don't know, like ever since then, I've been able to just kind of keep it at, you know, I just enjoy having a glass or two, you know, every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to switch subjects here to something that you and I were talking about a few weeks ago when we first started talking about us doing this show together.
Oh, yeah.
To another band. And this is a band who, if you know this band, you love this band, generally speaking. And if you don't love them as much as what we do, there's nothing bad about that. Everyone has their own taste in music.
Here we go.
He knows where I'm going already. But this band here is a very, 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 very special entity in the world of music. These guys do... How can I explain? You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to play the riff because... God damn, this is such a great band. Here we go. Do you know who this is, B-Rock?
You know who this is, B-Rock?
Hang on, give me a minute.
It's a tough one.
Wow.
You gotta check out this band, man. You're gonna love them.
Seen these guys live 10 times.
These guys were like a national treasure in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy God, yeah.
And this album particularly is one of my favorites. This one has Soundwave.
I need to hear some vocals.
Yeah, I was going to say, the vocals will surprise you.
Ian is up there too. He's definitely in my top something for male singers.
The beautiful thing about this band, B-Rock, is the vocals are really all sung, no screaming.
Oh my God. No, usually I don't get stumped, but...
It's a tough one, man.
2 people in the comments have got it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Rick's got it.
No, I don't know.
Dude, this band is
really good. I mean,
Carnival.
I really like it.
Carnival.
So good.
This was the first song of theirs I ever heard.
Yeah, me too. No, actually, that's not true. I love this chorus.
Yeah.
His voice, man. Oh my God.
Harmonies too.
Wow, there's so many mixtures in this, song. It's amazing.
Dude, Ian is like
so
such a badass singer.
Yeah,
He's actually
Carnival.
the frontman of 2 bands.
Yes, his other band, Birds of Tokyo, as well.
I still haven't checked. I have to check them out. Damn it.
Carnival are like on a whole other level. Like they are phenomenal.
So
Here we
good.
go. This build up. This has the best stop in recorded music history, as far as I'm concerned. You ready, B-Rock?
I
phenomenal
really like it.
band.
I like that.
Now, have you seen
B-Rock, I'm gonna send you those records to check out, man. They're so good.
Yeah,
that
they
one
are.
and the first song I ever heard was Simple Boy. Because
Oh,
our
dude.
our buddy E-Rock, who B-Rock and E-Rock. E-Rock plays guitar with Tremonti.
Oh yeah, E-Rock.
Yeah, you know E-Rock, B-Rock. He was the one who introduced Sound Awake. Yeah, so Simple Boy.
Yeah,
was
this is the cover for the album Sound Awake.
But yeah, Themata really.
The other one I
blew
played,
my mind.
Themata, yeah.
But I think my favorite song by them is All I Know.
Oh, what a tune.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Mine is Dead
Mine
Man.
would have to be. I'd have to pick Shutter Speed.
Oh, really? Nice choice.
Shutter Speed. Oh, fuck. That.
RJ,
oh, man.
I've got a question for you, and it can only be like 20 seconds if you want, but Shaman's Harvest.
Yeah.
That song, like Dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
what happened with them? Like, why aren't they big? Like, what's going on?
I think they do pretty well.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about them, and that's literally like one of their albums with Country as Fuck.
We've done a few shows with them, and they're great.
Like Dangerous is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
And
Michael Jackson's also sorry.
You don't you don't hear much of them. I mean, I wonder how they're doing right now.
Yeah, how come I don't have any new Michael Jackson music? I haven't. I'm
Yeah, what's
sorry.
going on
I'm
there?
sorry.
Lazy,
That
Michael,
was
lazy.
mean. No, Michael. Much respect.
No, Michael Jackson was phenomenal. There's no question of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't take that away from him.
No, nobody ever could, even if
It's
they tried.
controversial. I mean, like.
You know what? There's nothing controversial. Michael was brilliant.
I mean, you're right. He was brilliant. You can't take away the art that was created. And Quincy Jones is a fucking genius.
And you know what? The other issue that I have with people giving Michael Jackson a hard time is, like, did he do it? Didn't he do it? Whatever. We don't know. Nobody knows. Like, this whole thing could have been speculated from thin air. It could have been real. We don't know, and we unfortunately never really will.
It's not my place to say, and it's not our place to say. You know, I mean, you can believe what you want, but for me, as a musician and as an artist and a songwriter, I would be robbing myself of great art if I didn't appreciate the music that came out.
In the end, you just have to respect it.
You got to
respect his music, you know.
Thank you, Joe Line. I'm not sure if you're done with us, but we're not done yet, so we're still here and dribbling on, and who knows how long this could
Shutter
end up going
Speed,
for.
though, you fucking oh my god, that is probably
such a tune.
I think All I Know and Shutter Speed are probably battling it out for number one for me. Like that's one that I'll crank.
Here we go.
What a cool chorus this one.
That kick drum. Love the harmonies in this band.
I love this song. Fuck myself back into pieces. I pull out the things that you got today.
No better face left to bear.
I see more than you. And I feel more than you. Spinning me out.
I'm gonna give you guys your moment. So, did you see Rick Beato?
That's something I will crank in my car with the windows down, just like woo.
Yeah.
Did you
So
see that
amped
Rick
up.
Beato on his What Makes This Song Great episode number 88 recently released? He did Goliath, and he had all the
Yes, I
studio
watched
tracks
that.
from Forrester. Dude, like
That's a cool
his
song.
series of What Makes This Song Great is cool because he gets the original studio tracks from the producers or the bands or whatever, and he does like part by part and breaks them up like with the multi-track. And he did Goliath and revealed something on there that even I wasn't aware of. You're a drummer and you know your music.
Oh yeah.
Try counting this. I've never ever done this before. But try counting this.
I've actually tried to learn this song on drums.
Well, there you go. So you know.
Oh boy.
And I still kind of remember it, but it's complicated.
B-Rock,
Oh, yeah.
listen to this. This time signature, you won't even be able to guess it.
won't
It's
guess it.
insane.
Check it out.
Sounds like Pantera.
It does.
Guess what time signature that is?
One, two.
I love watching-
7-8? 7-8?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's Sevendust. What's Sevendust usually?
Sevendust?
It's not
Is it
seven. It's not
Sevendust?
Sevendust.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But I mean, what is their signature? usually? Come on, it's got to be like. I'm talking to myself now. I'm sorry.
We're used to it, B-Rock. I mean, that's what you do on our show.
'Cause I'm telling you right now, like
B-Rock doesn't know that we don't plug his mic in.
there's. Hang on, I can't play too much.
I
of his
overdub
video.
all of his. I'm just kidding.
So look, I'll let Rick be able to explain it himself because he actually does it on the episode, and what he does with this is just the fact that he sat down and figured this out is just mind blowing beyond belief. So I'll let Rick be able to explain it himself. And cheers, Rick. I should actually call him and see if he. No, he's in Florida too. He'll be asleep by now. Hang on 1 second. I just got to get this thing set up for the full screen. Here we go. All right. So we'll let Rick show you.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable that he worked this out.
Oh, wow. He
No
talks a little
volume,
quiet,
I
but
think.
Say again.
speak up.
Oh, you can't hear him?
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Hang on. I know what it. Sorry, that's my fault. My fault. Hang
What
on.
are the comments saying? Get here, man.
Yeah, exactly. You can't hear it. Hang
Get
on.
here,
Sorry.
dude. Turn it up.
You're doing well doing an old man voice.
Get here. Eh.
Nicely played.
Well, we're all.
All right, I got it. Here we go. So Rick Beato is the channel. I mean, he's got like 1.5 million subscribers on his channel, and this video's had how many views? This one's had 142,811 views, and he published it like 2 weeks ago or something.
Oh wow!
Good for him.
Goliath is off Carnival's second record entitled Sound Awake, which was released on June 5th, 2009. For those of you not familiar
play
with
the
Carnival, they're a 5-piece progressive rock band, progressive metal band from Australia. And they've really been around since the late 90s, but their first full-length came out in 2005, which was entitled Thermata. That's when I first heard of them. This particular record is one of the best sounding rock records
Yes,
that
it
you will
is.
hear, and this song is absolutely massive. It was produced,
great record.
engineered, and
Love
mixed
that.
by Forrester Saville, who's a great engineer,
wonder if
producer,
that's probably
mixer.
like a
and the song
PRS
is probably
guitar.
the most complex
PRS,
song that I've.
For the record, the reason that I'm actually in the thank
What's
you
up?
credits of the Sound Awake record is because I helped them to get their PRS endorsement.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, I'm actually in the thank yous, which I'm very proud of being in the thank yous of that record.
Done in any of the episodes. The meter of the song
There we go. I got to wait for RJ to come back because he's going to freak out when he discovers this. Because as he said, he's tried to learn to play it before. He's right. But you're right. Tell us, what is it that you actually do? Because like, I only got introduced to you from seeing the show the other day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, what do you do, B-Rock?
Right now, I work a normal job in the utility industry, but I've had about 10 years of experience in the music industry. I used to live in Los Angeles, California, Hollywood.
Sorry to
We
hear
both
that.
did. Hey,
Yeah.
easy.
And, you know, I did a lot of music videos. My main deal was when I went out there, I started doing behind the scenes stuff. So like when you bought a DVD and you had like your live performance, and then all of a sudden you'd have like behind the scenes, like I was the guy out on the road doing that for Creed, Godsmack, Motley Crue.
This dude has worked with some
Nice.
huge names.
Yeah, and then once that started failing,
And also you toured with us and Alter Bridge in Europe.
yeah, we did. So I mean, that's when we started getting into music videos. And honestly, you know, I love the industry. It can be a little nasty in some aspects, but I just really kind of got sick of living in California.
Little trip. What?
Yeah, I got sick of it, dude. I mean,
Oh. You got sick of the beautiful
Dude,
weather and the
That's
beach?
my main camera right there, Canon 5D Mark IV. I'm a working videographer myself, so
that's
I shoot
exactly,
and edit.
dude. That's what I used for like all the music videos.
Dude, virtual high five over the internet. Woohoo! I also own 21 GoPros, believe it or not.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like that's a GoPro I'm using right now as my webcam.
That looks good.
So when I met RJ, I mean, we actually started just talking and then filming, but then
So yeah, well,
one
little
point,
trivia. You guys did our video for Freak Like Me.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. That
I
was
watched
you
that
guys.
the other
That
day.
was the footage from that tour. These guys were nice enough to film us when they were working with Alter Bridge, but we were opening.
Yeah. Well, we did Miss Hyde and other stuff. Yeah, but I mean, RJ
And
threw
a
a
couple
stick
more.
at RJ threw a stick at me once. Like during a live
And
show.
we've been friends ever since.
It knocked the camera out of my hand and like hit me in the head.
Oh no!
I looked
Yes.
over and he kept playing, and it was like, oh my gosh. He's like, do I need to pay for it? I'm like, no, nothing broke, dude.
It was love at first. It was love
I
at
gotta be
first.
honest.
It
I
was
dropped
love
my
at first
5D Mark
Tylenol.
IV. I dropped my 5D Mark IV the other day on the like road itself, and thankfully it was fine. They're very tough cameras.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they are.
They are.
For all you
Well, that's
videographers
cool, dude.
out there.
Like I want to be doing that exact job. Like once this whole thing's over, I shoot music videos and edit and do all that stuff anyway myself. But I
Well,
want to be out on the road doing that.
When you're on tour, you're called a vidiot.
So I'm an idiot. So a video, it's not really much of a stretch. It's just an extra letter. That's cool, dude. We're going to revisit that in a minute. But before we get lost on this whole carnival thing, I want to get back to this because RJ, you are going to freak out when you
Let's
hear
check this out,
what
man.
Rick
This is
figured
so
out.
interesting. This dude's
is-
so crazy.
He's amazing. He knows his shit too.
Song that I've done in any of the episodes. The meter of the song is 27/4. 27/4. What?
27/4.
Incredibly
Jeez.
complex song to count.
Yep.
But I'm going to show you how
Now
to do
that's
that.
some math.
And I want to talk about all the
I only know
really
how to count to
interesting
4.
parts in it. It's got beautiful melody.
It's opposite of
and everything.
24/7,
Let's check
that's
out
all.
the intro.
We should do a song at 24/7 just for the.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Be like a
We
new.
can cover
it'd be
this.
like the next generation YYZ.
Oh, what's happening on the internet? There we go.
Drums.
Oh, their drummer's amazing.
Oh yeah, Steve's ridiculous.
That groove, man.
Bass.
I'm the same bass player in the world. This guy.
Yeah, Jono's amazing.
Before we go on, let me talk for a second about that incredible bass tone. I just showed a clip of the bass
So
player.
good.
So, like, the thing is that
Man.
with the breakdown of this and how he does all of this as far as the drumming
He breaks
and
down the
stuff.
sounds, like the tones and all that.
Yeah, like he has it
Wow.
track by track as well.
It's really
Man.
a signature of John's sound. Next, let's talk about this 27/4
What a
drum
bass
groove.
player,
There
man.
you go.
We solo the drums.
You'll love this.
Monster.
There's the studio drums right there on their own. You'll have to get in and watch this later, RJ. You'll love it.
Those
Can you still
drums
hear me, by
sound
the way?
absolutely
Yeah, he was cutting out a
phenomenal.
little bit, but
All
it's
the
back.
ghost notes, they
Oh, yeah,
sound
yeah.
totally natural, roomy.
Like when he gets to the bass track, you can actually. Oh, here you go. Can you read music at all?
Can
RJ?
we? Oh
Yeah,
shit! I think I'm having a
cutting in and
cable
out.
issue. Let me switch my cable out. Yeah, I
upbeat. As a
I
matter
can
of
read
fact-
music pretty good.
Well, there you go. There's the
I never-
transcription of the groove right there.
I
Rick transcribed it.
I never got to march I never got to actually like play in a marching band, but I was studying like march rudiments and stuff like that for warm-ups before shows.
That makes sense.
Stand by. I'm gonna swap out a mic. Keep talking.
Sure, go for it. So Rick actually has this broken down, and he explains how the measures work and everything. You can count it as 7/4, 7/4, 7/4, 6/4 to get to the 27/4, but it's nuts that it actually works out like that.
Yeah,
So
that's incredible, dude. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Well, the funny thing is, on the very first Carnival album, Thermata, which was the song that I played when I first mentioned the band just before, one of the two guitar players, Drew Goddard, who's basically the guy of
Hey.
Carnival, like, yeah, that's it. That's
We're
working
back.
now.
We're back.
He actually played drums on that first record, as well as playing guitar and basically
Oh no!
writing the
Dude, I
majority of the
didn't know.
songs.
Yeah, I knew they had like an. I think the drummer was kind of new, right? When Sound
At
Awake
that
came
stage,
out.
so what happened? Yeah. So when Sound Awake came out, Steve had been on tour with them, but as far as doing the first album,
Hang on,
Drew.
Did you have the song Scarabs?
Yeah.
Try
right
to.
here.
I think that's a song for Brock to. That'll be one for Brock to
Try and
figure
get his
out.
head around.
You guys
get
have
your head
really
around this, B-Rock.
surprised me with this. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, every time a
Dude, this band's gonna blow
person
your
who
mind,
loves,
man.
every time a person who truly loves music and to a large degree has a musician part of them, they hear Carnival, it literally just sets their life on a whole new trajectory.
It's so great.
Here's Scarabs.
Yeah, for sure.
Check this one out. Crank this shit.
Dude, that reminds me
Check
of
this part out.
Tremonti. That reminds me of Tremonti when he had
And the crazy thing is, like, you get to the end of this track, it's only a short instrumental.
Listen to
it's
this
like
riff.
It's like a 2-minute long instrumental. You get near the end of it, and then the track that ensues after it. So this is the last 17 seconds now.
Dude, you're gonna love this album.
And that's Drew. Followed by.
Yeah,
That's what's
right,
next
yeah.
on the record.
Oh, hey, Mac, what about the song Lifelike? Was it Lifelike?
Yeah, Lifelike.
Oh, that's such a good song, too.
Tell you what's also really cool. Lifelike is
album's
fantastic.
amazing.
But
I love
Roquefort.
Roquefort.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
Roquefort
yeah.
is phenomenal.
What's this riff?
Get ready to go on pause.
You want to chase this rabbit down a hole.
Every time I hear this song, it makes me think of Alice in Wonderland because that lyric.
Every time I hear this song, I think of Roquefort. Isn't that a smelly kind of a cheese?
Oh my god.
For anyone who was alive when that movie came out.
Bino is not wrong. Hoss is an absolute genius. Like the other guitar player in the band. But the reason I keep mentioning Drew is because like it's Drew's thing. He started that band as far as I'm aware. I mean, I'm in the middle of email discussions with the manager at the moment, who I know as well, and I'm really good friends with Drew anyway. And Drew's going to come on the show, but I'm trying to get more members of the band than just Drew on the show.
Oh, dude, if
So
you
I'm
get them on the
trying.
show, feel free to shoot me a text or something. Like, oh, I'll get on there and nerd out with them.
Yeah, but if they end up doing the Oz Rock Friday night show I've been doing with this, so the Australian band Friday night show, it's going to be like about 4 or 5 a.m. your time.
Hey, I'll get up. Or I'll just stay up. I'll be too excited.
We've been staying up the whole time, anyways.
Oh my God,
My co-host for that
after-
show is going to be you, is it?
Here's how starved we are for like human interaction. After we do a podcast, like all of us just hang out on the video chat and just talk and chat and drink and hang out, and it's just like a party, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'll just stay up.
For anybody who wants to check out what we were just watching here, that in the middle there is the What Makes This Song Great, episode number 88, Carnival. Rick
I'm definitely gonna
Beato
watch
is the
that.
channel.
I'm gonna check that out. That's
It is
really
amazing.
cool. I
And
just want to hear all the parts soloed out. That's
stems.
it.
No,
Ah.
I'm definitely, dude. Like I've said, you've blown me away. I can't believe I haven't heard of anything.
Dude, I'll
like,
text you
it's
those
amazing.
albums on. What do you got? Spotify, Apple Music, or?
Apple Music, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, you
dude.
should be able to get it. Just look up Carnival, Karnivol.
But yeah,
That-
especially those two albums, Themata and
Yeah.
Sound Awake, are just amazing.
See, and then the album after that, just like Asymmetry, just was. I couldn't get into it, and I've mentioned that to the guys before. I've
Dude,
tried.
I'll admit I haven't given it a full chance. I need to. I really need to, because I've heard some. I watched some live videos, some recent live videos of them playing some of their newer songs,
Yep.
and they sound killer. Like they
That's
sound
the
really
funny
cool.
thing
There's a
with
lot
those
of
guys.
like keyboard sounds and synths and stuff like that. Like yeah.
Yep. Oh man, you should see their pedal boards. Their
I'm
pedal
sure-
boards are ridiculous.
I'm sure I will love their newer stuff for sure.
Here's
I
the
just
deal
have
with
to give it a
Carnival's
chance.
pedal boards, right? Their boards are like huge, like they're really, really, really large. But they actually they're 2-tiered, so they actually have like a lid that you lift it up, and there's a whole nother bunch of pedals in underneath that are done
Yeah, it
through
makes sense.
switches.
It's like Mike Einzinger from Incubus. He's got like a crazy pedal board, you know. Yeah.
Dude, that takes so Monkey from Korn, he calls his like the spaceship.
Oh yeah.
Pedal board. I mean, that takes it to another level.
See,
I don't know if anybody beats
Literally.
Vernon Reed from Living Color. Vernon actually runs 3 pedal boards live.
We just
Oh my
play with them on
gosh.
Shiprock. They're great. Yeah. But Korn is another like heavy band I'll always have a soft spot for, right, Mac?
Oh yeah.
You love you some Korn? Yeah.
I like Korn.
What's your favorite Korn song?
Look, it's not actually one of their songs, but it's a cover that they did for the
Word Up?
Nightmare Revisited album.
Oh.
Yeah, from
nice.
Nightmare Before Christmas. They did
Oh, no way.
Kidnap the Sandy Claus.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Love it.
I remember, yeah, they were on that sound, album, weren't they? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to say, Here to Stay is like one of the heaviest riffs. What do you think, B-Rock?
I like I Did My Time.
Oh,
I like that riff, and I also like their cover of Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, that's right. Breaking the Wall. Yeah.
Yeah, I really
That's
like
sick.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't become. It's kind of weird because I wasn't a big fan of them until like maybe a year ago, which is
You know what?
weird.
I'm with you. I wasn't a big fan of them. I liked them, but I wasn't a big fan until I saw them live.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw them live like
oh my god! Like
6 months
what
ago.
a
I saw
fucking
them live.
show.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Dude,
Holy cow.
just the raw power of that band, and you see the reaction in the crowd. Like, you know, we're like side stage watching, but I'm looking at the crowd and they're going ape shit. It's like some old school like Rage Against the Machine shit, which is another band I got to see years and years ago.
Jonathan Davis doesn't hold back. I mean, he's not the one that like, oh, I'm getting old, let me slow down. No, he grabs that mic and he pulls it. Sorry, that kind of might have looked weird.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
But he doesn't hold back, man. I mean, none of the band does. They're huge.
Yeah, sure, whatever, B-Rock. No, you're right.
Come on, ask me because I've got it
Somebody make a
queued
GIF.
up and ready to go. You haven't asked yet, RJ.
Oh, hey Jason, what's your favorite Korn song? Yes! Freak on a leash!
Dude, that fucking song is so
Dude, I'll tell you,
good.
I do not claim to be a metalhead, but there are certain heavier bands that I will always love. I think Korn, Carnival, Sevendust, System of a Down is definitely one. I got to see them at this Sonic Temple, which used to be Rock in the Range. Now it's Sonic the Temple. Shout out Danny Wimmer. Woo! Got to give him some cheers. And they were amazing. Danny Wimmer! Hey! Oh my God! Like that took me straight back to like 2003. You know, watching System. Oh, amazing! Is this your favorite System song, Jason?
It's definitely up there. I don't know if it's
That's
the
up
number
there.
one, but it's so up there.
I don't think I can have a favorite either.
Toxicity.
Because when this hits,
Great album.
this stuff.
The soda.
Oh, dude, this music is just too good.
That's so great.
Yep, love that. And actually, I got to be honest with you. I know it's a bit silly, but the other song on this album that I love so much.
This is so over the top, man.
I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. She had so many friends.
I bought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. Like, I'm not a big lyric guy, but that man's lyrics are so good.
I wish I could have seen them back in like 2003 because they used to go real crazy. Like they calmed down a bit, but they used to go real crazy live.
I like the one where they're like, "We're gonna start a prison. We're gonna start a prison."
They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a
there
prison.
you go. That's what it was. Yeah.
That whole album is so great. Toxic.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, that. Try to build a prison. Build a prison system.
They're trying to build a prison.
You see, one of the things I love about these guys is that dual vocal thing, that two lead vocalist thing that Darren and Serge do so well. It's just
Serge is one of my favorites too, and Darren's
so
amazing too.
Yeah.
And live, they sound like so good, so tight.
I appreciate this so much. Keith says, I can honestly say I've never sat through a 3-hour, 39-minute podcast
Well, you know what?
that could hold my attention for this long.
Here's the deal. I am broadcasting live from the bedroom, and I'm pretty sure, and my girl actually has a real job. She's got to get up at like 7 a.m., so I probably should wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah,
but it's just so much fun. It's so fun hanging with you guys. Like, the hours just flew by. Mac,
Time doesn't matter when you're talking about music, right?
I have to say, Mac, you have not said nearly enough during this whole thing. Anything that's on your mind that you wanna throw into the conversation soup?
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know.
She did write a list of questions before the show, but they were more serious. Now we're getting kind of silly.
No. If you got,
I don't know. I've got a question I could ask. It's a bit ridiculous.
Fire away.
It's a serious question.
Yeah.
Would you rather a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse?
Ooh. I would have. Oh man, well, having a big duck would be pretty fun because you could ride around on it and fly. You could be like a little boat, like you could like everyone's like on their jet ski. Is like, I'm so cool. Like, look at me on my giant duck. Fuck you. But having a duck-sized horse would be great because you could take him on the airplanes. So
true.
That's a good option.
So both. What do you think, B-Rock?
You know what? I'm not going to answer that one. That's really too tough for me right now.
You know, my dog Oreo would.
Your dog's name is Oreo?
Yeah, our dog. Well, it's my girlfriend's
beautiful.
dog, Oreo. I think he should make an appearance. Oreo, come here. Yeah, open the door and come in.
Bring some milk too, damn it.
Oreo, the meatloaf. Oh, he's so sleepy. Here's Oreo.
We had this.
Bed. Hi, Oreo. Say hello to the world, the whole world. Oreo, the world.
Oh, dude.
Oreo, what's it like? How are you dealing with the quarantine? He's honestly, like, he's having the best time because he gets all the attention all day, all the love. But he's ready for bed, so I gotta get going. But before we go, if you got a really good question, lay it on me.
Go on. Give him a super fan question.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because I know you got so many questions for B-Rock.
Dig deep. Come on. I know you got a good question.
Yeah. Oh, dig deep. All right. If you had to pick your favorite Hailstorm track, what would it be?
Oh God, none. No, I'm kidding. None of them. No. What have I really been enjoying playing live? Oh God. You know what? I've really been enjoying playing Chemicals because it's the first time that I'm actually taking a lead vocal part in one of the segments of the song. In the very last chorus, Joe and Josh are singing harmonies. And I'm usually doing like a call and answer part in the chorus, but then Lizzie kind of goes off and starts riffing, and I end up actually singing the lead vocal part of the bridge at the very end of the song. So that has been a really fun challenge for me, like learning how to play drums and breathe right and be able to sing and be able to do all these things at the same time. It's really tricky, but it's been a fun challenge for me. You know, utilizing what I've learned as a singer. but applying it to singing while drumming. So like splitting my brain up into different things, you know. So that's been really fun. Chemicals is fun. Uncomfortable is really fun too because I get to sing a lot of high notes in that song. So yeah. I mean, like I said, like singing is so fun for me, you know. No, I don't want to hear this.
Okay.
I hear this enough.
There are some ridiculously high harmonies in some of the tunes with you guys. Like
RJ, RJ, when did you start sponsoring Pepto-Bismol with that shirt?
Pepto-Bismol, please sponsor us. Hey man,
I have a question about the band actually.
I love Pink.
Yeah, she's here. She's coming up and she's going to get the party started.
Can we get Pink on the podcast?
Oh, I'd love to get Pink on the show.
Yeah, Brock, hit her up. I think Dan probably knows her.
No, we're not dating anymore. Sorry.
Oh, what happened?
She found his Tinder profile.
She did. Yeah, she did.
I have a question. Like, as far as the songwriting side of the band goes.
Well, she's still a rock star. She's got her rock moves, and she don't need you.
There you go. Well played. With the songwriting side of the band, is it you who's doing the majority, or Lizzie's doing the majority, or do you guys write together, or external songwriters, or what?
No, we all do it. We all put in our fair share of effort to write, and the best songs that we come up with are the ones that we write together in the same room, and that's why, like, kind of right now, we're kind of like we're all writing individually, but we're still able to kind of, you know, send ideas back and forth. But once we get in the room, and I got to give credit to our producer Nick Recollections. He's a big part of the writing for this record. Like we really had we have had outside writers come in before, which is great, especially when you're kind of a novice songwriter and you want to learn how to become better at writing. Is you co-write with you know, writers that are really good at it, you know, and that's how you get better. It's like writing boot camp, you know, and we're still open to it. Like we love the idea of having writers involved, but yeah, no, like the majority of the last record, probably nearly all the last record, was written just the four of us in the studio with our producer Nick, and it's great because he's not. I think he's a great songwriter, but he probably wouldn't claim to be a great songwriter. He's just a great producer in the way that he's a coach to us. We throw him song ideas, and he's really great at, like, you know, getting them all, you know, turning them into Hailstorm songs, because he's also a Hailstorm fan, you know, so he knows what our fans like, and, you know, sometimes we second guess ourselves, so it's great to have his opinion on it, you know.
He must be a little modest, huh?
He's so fucking amazing, man. I love that guy. We got to get him on the podcast. He would be a great guest. I think he has his own podcast too, which is pretty cool. So look him up, Nick Recollections. Have fun spelling that one.
I was just about to ask you how the hell you spell that, because I was going to write it in the comments so people can get it.
I would tell you, but I don't know. That's why in on my phone he's Nick Rass, because I don't know how to spell his name. But
should maybe ask him one day.
Google Nick Hailstorm and you'll find it.
I'm going to do it right now just so I can chuck it in the comments to people.
Not only has he done Hailstorm, he's done the Foo Fighters, he's done Queens of the Stone Age, Mastodon, Evanescence, Rush.
Wow.
Rise Against. He's done a lot of great
Love
bands.
Rise Against.
He's a great producer.
What about the Dixie Chicks, though, dude? Has he done the Dixie Chicks? I don't know.
No, he hasn't done the Dixie Chicks.
I'm not sure about that.
He's not produced them, but he's done the Dixie Chicks.
Oh, nice.
Witty, very witty.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the Australian in me coming out. You know, you just can't help it.
On that note, I got to get going.
Yes, folks, thank you very much for being here for this crazy long, like, we have now set a new record. We're currently sitting at 3 hours, 47 minutes and 26 seconds.
And if you
that's what you get. That's what you get.
If you sat through all this, God bless you.
If you sat through all this, please don't send us your therapy bills. It's not our fault that you chose to stick around for this long.
But you got nothing better to do, right?
Yeah, well, everyone's in quarantine, aren't they? Or at least they're supposed to be.
Here we are. We're here for you.
So thank you, Mackenzie, for being here. You did a great job.
No
well done, mate.
worries.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Mackenzie. It's been so great getting to hang out with you. I hope we get to do this again. And B-Rock, thank you so much for being my backup man on this interview. It's been really fun having you with me. I love you, man. I'm so stoked to be doing.
Thanks for having me on. It was great meeting you guys. This was
a pleasure.
Awesome.
Well, you found Carnival
too.
through this, so well done.
Oh, I'm gonna send you Carnival. Check out our podcast, Stop, Drop, and Talk podcast.
Yeah,
You got to find that
Stop,
on
Drop,
YouTube, on Facebook rather.
Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat now, thanks to Brock. So
yeah, and feel free to add me on Facebook if you guys want personally. So
Because he's single, so add him.
especially if you're especially if you're a single lady in the South Dakota area, which I think there's about 8 in South Dakota.
Yeah, they're all about 12 years old as well.
6.5, probably 6.5.
Oh, there's a half in there too.
6.5 of them are single.
I don't know how that works, but
Well done. Well, to take us out on the show tonight, and by the way, guys, stick around because we'll just say our farewells after we're done with the little outro of the show. We are quickly getting some messages here saying thank you very much for the entertainment. People enjoyed the show, which I'm very glad and grateful you guys watched.
I just got to say to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for doing your part to stay safe and to stay healthy, and to think about everyone else by staying at home and by social distancing and all this. And you know, if we all do this together, we're all going to get through it together because we're all in this together.
Yeah,
so,
stay safe, guys.
You know, stay safe and stay sane by getting creative. You know, find a creative outlet. I think that's the best advice I could give.
Keep your mental health going. If you need to do like a journal or get outside and disconnect from your phone,
do some
that's
yoga.
One of the best ideas. Yeah.
Maybe
Yoga,
try
whatever.
try not drinking for like a month and see how it feels. Yeah, like there's so many great ways that you can, if you're having a hard time through this, and I know a lot of people can't help it. They're having hard financial times. They're not able to make a paycheck. They're furloughed. They're laid off. Whatever. Like, our hearts go out to you guys, and our sincerest, gratitude goes out to you guys for still doing your part. And to help you get through the times, we're here for you. And we'll still be. We're always here for you.
And speaking of which, our new video that RJ and I have done together for our We Are the Champions video will be out very soon on my YouTube channel. That'll be coming out soon. That's got a huge host of people. I think there's like 15 thank yous on there, and I've forgot how many musicians off the top of my head. 4 lead vocalists, a couple of drummers, and 3 bass players. And
tune in this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Stop, Drop, and Talk, episode 2 coming out soon. All right.
For those of you on the, Tokyo, for me, I remember that was 10 a.m. my time. So in Melbourne, it'll be midday your time on Saturday afternoon.
Perfect.
Cool.
Why,
So
you
there
got
you go.
something else planned?
Yeah. So to take us out for the show, RJ stated just before that he didn't want to hear his own song. So I'm going to have him.
You can play it.
That's all right. I'm going to have you playing somebody else's song.
Oh, boy.
There we go. So from Reanimate Volume 1, we're going to chuck up a track. Look at him. He's
Nice.
oh, wow. And
that one?
want to say thank you again very much for the people who stuck around and watched the show. And we will see you again on another episode of Live Streams with Famous Friends. Oh, and by the way, last thing to point out, RJ and I are going to do another episode of the show. I'm not sure who the extra guests are going to be, but next time that we do the show together, we are planning on writing a song live on the show.
Yes, you get to see the process live.
So we're gonna write a tune. We're gonna send files back to one another. We'll make it
get
possible.
naked.
What you talk about,
Oh,
Willis?
did I say that? Sorry. Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yeah, some of the words are supposed to stay inside. But yeah, so we're going to do that, and we'll even invite some of you lot out there to submit your own parts and stuff onto the song as well while we're going. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a crazy experiment. We don't know how we're going to make it work, but we're going to do it. So
thank you, man.
That's going to be some fun. All right, folks. Thank you very much. We are out of here. Take care. Stay beautiful. And
before you play that song, we got one more song we got to play real quick. And it goes on something like this.
Oh, and the world's going crazy. Stop, drop, and talk. We've got no time for bullshit. Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's stop.
Wait for it.
Stop, drop, and talk.
Thank you very much, folks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jason.
See ya.
See you guys. Bye back.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. I want your love and all your love is revenge. You and me could
That's a fun one. That's definitely